I gotta bite my tongue just to get a deal, then it ain't real. If they can cancel me for truth, I ain't never been free. I'd rather build slow with my tribe than blow fast with those who don't ride. FBA coin in my veins, blockchain in my bones. This wealth ain't rented, it's homegrown. Bloodline billionaire, I don't chase their bags. My worth's in the people, not in brand tags. If my folks don't back me, I want that gold. Cause alone in the system, my soul gets sold. Let the sponsors dip, I still stand tall. With my community's love, I can't fall. Crypto independence, I'm breaking the chain. FBA coin rise,
just turn the live on before I bring anybody up, man. We gotta top up some game first. So y'all come up in here, tap the live, show some love to black content creators, man, and we about to get this thing started.
Like a pharaoh to silence my soul for some clicks in the barrel. Blockchain ledger, that's freedom encrypted. Decentralized flow, so I can't be evicted. FBA coin, my people, the stockholders. Real wealth ain't loud, it just moves colder. I plant seeds and trust, not just NFT art. Ownership from the soil, legacy from the heart. Bloodline billionaire, I don't chase their bags. My worth's in the people, not in brand tags. If my folks don't back me, I don't want that gold. Cause alone in the system, my soul gets sold. Let the sponsors dip, I'll still stand tall.
Come up in here, hit the like button, share the live.
I remember thinking wealth meant a white handshake till I saw how fast they retract when you ain't fake. Speak truth on air, suddenly you banned. But in my hood, honesty earns you fans. Every coin I mint is a vote of trust. Every block I build leaves ash to dust. No boardroom can judge my skin or speech. I'm teaching kids generational reach. FBA pride, deep like code is script. Built for storms, we don't fold, we flip. I don't sell silence, I market resistance. My people, my currency, pure existence. Let them keep their stage, I built my own light. One where I speak and sleep right at night. We ain't guests at the table, we chef our own. Blockchain tables, new thrones get grown. No mask, no act, just truth to the core. With FBA coin, I don't need them no more. Bloodline billionaire, I don't chase their bags. My worth's in the people, not in brand tags. If my folks don't back me, I don't want that gold. Cause alone in their system, my soul gets sold. Let the sponsors dip, I'll still stand tall. With my community's love, I can't fall. Crypto independence, I'm breaking the chain. FBA coin rise, I'm changing the game. Now I'm here with no filter, no leash, no script. And every rhyme I spit, ownership equipped, no middleman. No edit, no apology, I answer the ancestors who honor me. Each coin I drop funds are future free. No tax on the soul, no fees on me. They make they clubs, but I built my land with code in hand and my people's brand. FBA coin in the Wally pride in the pit. They can't cancel what we built from within. Bloodline billionaire, not for the fame. I do it for those who remember my name. They can't cancel freedom, not when it's encrypted in us. FBA coin forever. Legacy over everything.
Come on. Let's get to it. What's up, everybody? I'm gonna give people a chance to get up in here, and then we about to chop up some game. I ain't even got started yet, my brother. Do I want to do this? Let me bring you up, man. Let me see what you want real quick, brother. But I gotta start the show. Let me bring you up real quick, man. I haven't even started what I wanted to start yet. If you're a troll, I'm just gonna get you out the paint early. Get the trolls out the paint early. Yeah, you buffering too. So let's just drop them. We about to get to it, y'all. We about to get to it, man. Welcome to another episode of Too Much Moxie. Thank you. Get the likes up. Show some love. We about to get to it. We are about to get to it. You know, I want to talk about. Hold on, real quick, y'all. Hold on, real quick. This is insane. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second here, y'all. We better get to it, man. We about to talk about it, man. We gotta talk about and chop up some game. We got to. Okay. A lot of people, everybody stand on business. You got sections within our lineage, because the real question is not about the reclassification. It's who are FBA? I want to talk about that. Who are the foundational Black Americans, right? Now, we have a lot of, let me just say it like this. You're from the lineage. If you're from the lineage, you're from the lineage. Whether you want to call the lineage something else, that's your prerogative, right? What makes up a foundational Black American is we're an amalgamation of things. You're not 100% European. You cannot be a foundational Black American and be 100% European. That's a fact. But you can be a foundational Black American, right? If you're made up of these three things. Foundational Black Americans have African ancestry. A lot of them, not all of them, but they have European ancestry. And the third thing is you're indigenous Black American. You're a copper-colored race. Those are the three things. Now, you could be copper-colored and mixed with European descent. You could be copper-colored and mixed with African descent. You could be all three. And you are a foundational Black American. You understand? The biggest slave trade was not 388,000 or 336,000 African slaves that actually made it here. Because before those slaves even got here, there were already indigenous Black Americans here way before the Bering Strait, so-called Native Americans. You understand? I want to talk about that. I want to really get into that because I don't want y'all to be out here confused. I want y'all to be able to know if you're of the lineage and stand on that. Now, if you want to call yourself copper, if you want to call yourself copper color, if you want to call yourself American Indian, knock yourself out. But don't diss foundational Black Americans because of the term Black. See, y'all don't understand. Everybody wants to say spell. Well, let me tell you something. Words have vibrations to it. Words have vibrations to it. So just like this is part of our culture, whether you want to come to understand that or not, or know that or not, but we take this is how we overcome spells, people. We take their very word they use to cast a spell on us, and we take out the energy of that spell and flip it. We flip it. And we take the power away from it. The N-word, for instance. The N-word was used on us as a negative, as a derogatory. And what did we do? We took the word back. We flipped it. We took the power out of it. We changed the very vibration of the N-word and made it something fly, something acceptable in our community. Not for everybody else to use it, but in our community. Because when we say it, the energy that they use against us is not the same energy. So if you're caught up on the word Black's Law Dictionary and all this other stuff, if you're caught up on the word Black, we already took the power out of the spell that they tried to cast on us of the word Black. Now you understand there are many different linguists. There are many different languages. I would probably say 100,000 languages on this planet that mean different things. And they all carry an energy. Black, Negro, Moor, what other terminology for black? I mean, there's so many terminologies for the word black. But it's not necessarily in the sound. It's the frequency that gives off the spell. It's the faith in the frequency that gives off the spell. And if you believe it, and that's another part of it, if you believe it, then you're under the spell. If you receive that negative energy into your spirit, that's the spell. So we don't have to argue semantics of who's who. What's what? Oh, don't you know black means pale? Black means deaf. Don't you know? No, it doesn't. It used to mean that. If y'all want to be real, did y'all know the swastika used to be a symbol of love and peace, but now it represents what? Racism, nationalism, white supremacy. You see that? You see what the enemy does? He wants to take something of good and make it bad. I'll bring people up in a minute, man. Y'all just sit tight, man. I gotta cook a little bit. I just gotta cook a little bit, and I don't got a problem with bringing people up. You know, I just want to cook a little bit. I want the audience to understand where I'm going with this, and we'll bring people up and we'll have the conversation. But we got to talk about who are the foundational Black Americans. It's not just, the reclassified and erased identity of indigenous Black Americans. Just because you don't do just because it sounds foreign to you, does not mean it's not a matter of fact. See, I don't have to prove to you that there were Black people in America already before the Mayflower, before Europeans even came here, before red natives even got here. I don't have to prove that. You just got to go do the research. You just got to go do the research. And in your ignorance, you respond. You're like little children in the comments, right? In your ignorance, you respond because you hear something foreign, because you've been under propaganda and witchcraft your whole life. Your very culture, jailhouse educated Frank, is about propaganda and witchcraft, sir. Your very culture is about genocide, rape, PDF file, incest. Your very culture, the way you were raised, right? No, you can't call. See, y'all want to do the I'm white and I say so because you're under a global YT supremacy, but y'all never want to do the homework. Y'all never want to listen to your own scientists, your own research people that go out there and find out the source, and they say, hey man, this is what we found. And then once they tell y'all the truth, y'all go to try to cover up the truth. That's what y'all do. Instead of just saying, you know what, the truth is the truth. Stand on business. Christopher Columbus told y'all there was already found Black people here in America. Matter of fact, the very definition of 1828, they knew in 1828 that there was already Black people here in America. The definition of an American. If you understand, I'm a real American. I'm a real American. Copper-colored people, Aboriginal, indigenous, copper-colored race found here by Europeans. That's the original definition of American. Why did they change it? Why did they change it? Why did they change it? And Native American was not for red Indians, was not for the red natives. Native Americans were for YT people. Go back to the movie Gangland, or is it called Gangland? No, it's not called Gangland. What's it called? Gangs of New York. Go back to the movie Gangs of New York, where there was a big Native American movement going on. Native Americans. Remember who were the Native Americans? They were trying to push out the Irish, push out the Polish, push out the Ellis Island people, and they were calling themselves natives, the natives, the natives, why would they call themselves the native? Because natives does not mean indigenous. Think about that. The very term Native American does not mean indigenous American. It's not the same thing. Native and indigenous is not the same thing, people. If you go back to the movie Gangs of New York, there was a gang called the Natives. Those were white European. I'm just using your history against you. I'm just using your very own history that y'all try to hide. That's all I'm doing. Keeping it a buck with y'all, man. Your very history says that, Frank. And you can come up here, Frank. I'll bring Frank up here first, since he wants to. Let me get the trolls up out of here, because if I invite you up and you're in the comments like being male mad and you don't come up, I'm just gonna block you and get you up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't stand on business and you want to be hide in the comments and be a keyword warrior, I'm just gonna get you up out the paint, Frank. So you either come up and bring some scholarship to what you're saying, or you go find another room. How about that, Frank? How about that, Frank? I think you need to go find another room because you're scared. You're scared. So let's just get you up out the paint. Let's help you out. Let's help you out. Get you up out the paint. And we do it like that. And we continue. So who are foundational Black Americans? Who are the indigenous Black Americans? And why was there a need to erase them and reclassify them? Why? That's what we're talking about. Let me bring up some people from the back. Let's have the conversation. Let's have the conversation. I just wanted to set the stage real quick. Figure out what's the push. What's wrong with standing on truth and having facts and documentation to back you up? Go ahead, Dr. Jamaica. Go ahead.
Salam alaikum wa alaikum salam. I would like to.
Go ahead, brother.
I would like to mention something here. I like the idea of the foundational Black American identification, and I like that idea. Now, if I watch this brother on YouTube, 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀, and he talks about a bunch of stuff. He highlights through some sources showing that there were Black people all over America and so forth, and Black people were sold from America, approximately 100,000. I believe it's more. Were sold from America to Jamaica, and others were sold to the Caribbean, but at least 100,000 came to America. So if you were to take those 100,000 foundational Black Americans and you were to extend the population to this time, you would get 3 million. And there are 3 million people in Jamaica. So I believe that the Jamaican is a foundational Black American. We are all the same people. Generally speaking, we have a claim to it.
But and listen, I don't have a problem with one day uniting with the Americans being one, but that time has not yet come. We have
it's not a uniting thing.
We have a different lineage, and we have a different culture, and it's unique. Yours is unique. Mine is unique. Now, if that may have happened, but there are some that went down to the Caribbean, but there are some that went to Liberia, right?
Yeah.
But they're not foundational Black Americans anymore because they become something else.
Oh, so when we got sold, then other people can strip us of our identity.
Everything was stripped. You had an ethnogenesis, just like we've had an ethnogenesis here.
So I can't say I'm back to American.
In America, we've had an ethnogenesis in America. Again, we're a mixture of three ad groups, right? European, African ancestry, and indigenous. Some of us, and it flip flops. Some of us are indigenous and European.
So I
Some
got
of
a
us
question
are
for you.
indigenous and African ancestry. Some of us are all three. But
So if we,
you cannot be specifically European, and you cannot be specifically African. You have to have the all three, at least two of the three, to be a foundational Black American, and you must be from you must be from the United States, is what I'm saying. You
you
must have
must have,
contributed to Black
I,
culture
I
in
got a question for
history,
you. You're saying we must have 2 out of 3 ethnicities in us to be a foundational Black American. You got to be
and you
part.
must be in the United States. You cannot be shipped out and then 100, 200 years later you say I'm still a Black American. No, it doesn't work that way.
Oh,
You
so
you've gone into
so
another culture. Same thing, listen, same ideology and mindset. When you look at, if you wonder why when Africans come here and they have first and second, third generation, they're not accepted back in. They're not accepted as continental Africans, even though they're African.
mhm.
They're not even accepted as continental Africans anymore. They get by default. They get the same scams that we get when we go over there.
Okay, so if you go to a foreign country and have children, your children are no longer foundational Black Americans. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they're still of the lineage, but the longer they stay, like if I go and have children over there in Japan, and my children are still going to be foundational Black Americans, right? They're still going to be of the lineage. They may not have the culture, but they're still going to be of the lineage. But the longer if they have kids and they have kids and they have kids, there's an ethnogenesis happening. They done embrace and they start marrying into the Japanese. That their culture is gonna be erased. They're not gonna. They're not gonna. It's very hard. It's very hard. Maybe the first generation I can hold on to and teach the Black consciousness to, and maybe it could be passed down. But there would need for them to be. There would need for them to be a separation. Is what I'm saying. You would have to isolate yourself. You'd have to protect. You'd have to have a system that gatekeeps. Like I'll use for example the small hats. They travel everywhere,
Hmm.
but they keep their culture. They keep their people. They keep their lineage.
What culture would a foundational Black American have to keep? I mean, America is a huge place, and
We
I
have
would
but
expect there are
that's the
very
misconception. Everybody seems to think we don't have culture. We built the culture here in America from
Yeah, I
scratch.
just I just asked what culture would a foundational Black American have to keep? I'm
I
not
mean,
saying you don't have
they would
culture.
have to
I'm
know.
trying to figure out.
They'd have to have that soul, that spirit that we have needs to be evident in them, and it's different. We have a unique soul. We have a unique spirit. We have a unique experience. It's something it's a Black consciousness. That's what they need to
So,
keep. That
so
Black
it's
consciousness.
I don't
That
know
Black
what you mean by a
consciousness
Black
is
consciousness.
everything. That's probably the best way to describe our culture. It's the Black consciousness that we pass down to our children. That spirit of liberation. That mentality that says I'm going to stand on business no matter where I'm at.
I'm,
I'm
I'm
going.
trying to I'm trying to find something uniquely foundational Black American in your
Well,
words. I'm trying to find
that is
something that's
well,
unique
the Black
to
consciousness
your
is you. The Black
idea.
consciousness. The Black consciousness is unique to foundational Black Americans. Everybody doesn't have that. If
I've
they
not found it.
do,
I've found it in other countries just the same. I mean, I go to
no,
Cuba, I find,
you can't
Black
find the Black.
consciousness.
You can't find the Black consciousness outside of the Black community, sir. That's a lie. You can't find
No,
it.
I'm talking about it within Black communities. When I say Cuba, I mean Black Cuba. When I say Jamaica, I mean Black Jamaica. I don't mean I went to white people in Cuba. I go to Black people in Cuba, and they're
You
very
only
Black.
get the consciousness I'm talking about. You only get it by being around other foundational Black Americans.
That's
You
what I'm trying to
only
figure
get
out. I've been
it by
around
being
Black
around
Americans,
us.
and
Kwame, he didn't have the game until he got around some foundational Black Americans. Marcus Garvey and his movement didn't really pop until we joined our black consciousness to him, and that's what got it popped. It's so many things, man. We are the most influential people, and we've been the most influential people from the beginning of time. This is something that we've always had. Our ancestors had it. Their ancestors had it. It's something that we've always had, and we've carried, and we passed it down, unbeknownst and known. When you look at everything on the raw, you always going to see some. I'll just say it like this: you're always going to see some black icons written in artifacts. You're always going to see that. That is us. That is that influence that's always been passed down. That is that pain. It's rooted in pain. Your ancestors, our ancestors were seeds, and we became their fruit. If you don't come from that original seed, that pain, that suffering, it's in that blood memory. You can't really. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Other groups can't latch on to that. Other groups can't latch on to that. It's deeper than that. It's a pain. It's a struggle that nobody else had to go through, that we had to go through, and we came out, believe it or not, better for that. And that's that's what makes us less resistant to the brainwashing mechanism and the propaganda that they put. Propaganda and brainwashing mechanism doesn't necessarily work on foundational black Americans like it works on the rest of the world. We're the only ones that do not try to imitate whiteness. We're comfortable being who we are, and we don't bow. Our mentality is not to bow down to white supremacy. Our mentality is to destroy and resist white supremacy. The colonization part, it doesn't necessarily take hold. Now, I'm not saying all of us are immune to the propaganda and witchcraft, because we've all been under a spell, but it doesn't last. It doesn't have a long-lasting, lingering effect like it does with other groups or with other ethnic groups. We resist. We are known to fight and stand and resist, and that's passed down to our children. That's passed down. It's something we used to say it like this: some things are caught, not taught. You got to be around it to understand it and to know what it is. It's not something you can necessarily teach it verbally to people. It's something that's embedded in our culture, in our DNA, in our spirituality.
I've been around Black Americans, and I've not found anything that's different from what I know in Jamaica. I've not found a difference. I've found that our people are the same.
I don't think we are the same, brother, because if we were the same, we wouldn't have Jamaicans in our politics talking about Black Americans don't need reparations.
Good morning.
We wouldn't have so many people trying to undermine us and practicing anti-Black hatred and joining with white supremacy. None of our people is going to cry when a Queen of England passes away. That's what Jamaicans did, brother. We saw it worldwide. So that's not the same spirit. That's not the same spirit. If y'all do that, just by doing that, that disqualifies you from being like us. Because you'll never, not one foundational Black American felt affinity to a Queen of England.
How you doing?
What's up, Anti-Tether?
Hey, can I just I came in and I heard him that in regards to what he said, he said he's been around blacks in Cuba, here, and other places. He said he has not felt it.
Not the same energy.
He has to realize that their energy is not the same as ours, for one thing. Just like your energy is not the same as ours, because I'm assuming you're from Jamaica, and you have to also realize, look at a person like 𝗖cie heç𝘁𝗂𝘁. Her parents were from the Caribbean as well. You have to realize she was born into the struggles that our ancestors went through. She, as an individual, could relate to it. Now, I'm not saying her parents, but she could, because she grew up in that time during the struggle when we were fighting for our rights. Now, she could get a pass because, like I said, she knew what things that were going on back then. You have to realize, based on your accent, if you're here in the United States, you're new to this. You just came over here, so you don't understand. It's just like me coming to your country and you saying this, that, the third about the black community in Jamaica. I probably wouldn't understand because I'm not Jamaican for one thing. I don't know your culture. You know, but you have to realize I don't care from California to Louisiana to Texas to Philadelphia to Michigan to the Florida Keys to Mississippi Delta. We as foundational Black Americans are on code with one another. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. We may have coons in our community, and I know they're out there. But you also have to realize that we are on code with one another. I mean, and we feel it. We feel it in our spirit, our bones. It's a generational thing taught down to us from our forefathers. My parents taught me. Their parents taught them. You know what I'm saying? So we are all on code. Like I said, you just came here probably, or you probably looking at us from afar. So you would not understand.
Minister Farrakhan is
Our,
FBA.
what you say?
He's tapped in the comments as Minister Farrakhan FBA. Of course he's FBA. Look at what
he's FBA based. Baby, kind of fact, you have to realize that he was born and raised into our culture. I mean, he knows. Like I said, back then it was a different beast. Back then, with the things they had to endure. His parents are from Jamaica, and I think St. Kitts or something like that.
Well, if so, that makes him not FBA.
Like
honestly. You know, he's a rider. He's a rider. He's not together, but he's not FBA.
No, he's not FBA.
Is from Jamaica and St. Kitts.
He's not FBA, but you have to realize. Hold on. He's right. Hold on. Like I said, I gave up the example of 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘀𝗶cie Tyson. Her parents as well were from the Caribbean, but she was born and raised into the culture. She's not. Neither one of them are FBA. They have a better understanding of where we're coming from because they witnessed that time period. And they know what we went through. So yeah, I mean, but at the same token, you coming from Jamaica and just coming over saying, "Well, I don't see this, I don't see that." Of course, you're not going to see it. I mean, you just got your passport. You do this. You can't relate to us.
And that's the thing. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, John. So go ahead, brother.
How you doing, John?
Good morning.
How you doing, guys? Hey, look, I love the conversation, but I wanted to ask my brothers is when we talk about we having a discord about the Aboriginals here in North America, why the Hopewell tribe, which is older than the pyramids, older than the pyramids in Mexico, this is the oldest civilization in the United States. It's called the Hopewell tribe. They originated from Ohio. It makes sense because in order for you to have a civilization, you have to have fresh water. It's right by by the Mississippi River. Why that doesn't get taught, I don't understand. Because I feel that that's the origin of the so-called FBA in this country. It's called the Hopewell tribe.
John, what's your background?
I don't know about. I do some research on the Hopewell tribe, but I can ask the other question. They don't want to talk. They don't want to teach that. They want to erase that. That's part of the propaganda and witchcraft. If they were to teach that, y'all need to listen. Y'all need to go back and watch the movie Total Recall and watch it with your third eye. Total Recall is really about foundational Black Americans waking up, and then they're doing everything in their timeline and their strength to put us back to sleep. And when they realize they can't put us back to sleep, they think unalive them, get them up out the paint. That's what that movie is about. It's about the Great Reset, and it's about the Great Awakening happening at the same time. The moment foundational Black Americans wake up to the truth and know, and the moment you know thyself, you have power. They don't want us to know ourselves. They don't want us to connect with our ancestors. They don't want us to vibrate like they were vibrating at. They don't want us to get back to that. They don't want us to tap into that ancestral power. So that's why they erase it. That's why they have to use the propaganda and witchcraft. And that's why they have to keep a lot of us asleep. This is The Matrix. The movie The Matrix was written around a foundational Black American woman. And she understood and knew that she wasn't African. She knew that she was indigenous to the land. Listen to her interview. She tells you. She knows who she is. And that movie is all about what? The ones who wake up. What do they do to the ones that wake up? They send the government after them.
Yeah. See, and I'm glad, host, that you know about the the Hopper tribe, that makes me really, really excited and stuff. The last thing I wanted to say, host, is that there, to my knowledge, there's two different types of white people. There's the white people that were in the South during slavery, and there's another white people that didn't accept slavery in the North. Now, my recollection is that when the Roman Empire broke into three, which is the France and Canada, the English in North America, and the South with the Spanish. Now, the Spanish were the first to get here. So when we have a discord about who was responsible for slavery, and now just look at the states that held slavery, like Florida, Georgia, Texas, all written in pronunciation in Spanish, not in English. Now, the states in the North that was written in English, like Massachusetts, New York, et cetera, were controlled by the English. Now, so we can't be blaming Chinese for what Japanese did. If we're going to have a discord on what really happened to
Man.
FBA, we got to be honest with and not and just because everybody is a light-skinned person doesn't mean that they were slave owners and stuff like that, because this you could get a Spanish person that looks white.
But
You know what I'm saying?
they on code with one another. They have an understanding with that, man. It's just like the war in South Africa. Hold on. It's just like the war in South Africa between the Afrikaners and the British. You know what they had an understanding on? Before they started battle, they said they had one understanding with one another. They said this is going to be a white tea war and a white tea war only. No natives, meaning no BLK involved. So regardless if they're Spanish, French, Italian,
Because
Dutch, German,
listen,
I don't care.
listen
They're all the same. British, no. You have to
that,
realize.
that,
Hold on, hold on.
that
Hold on, real quick. I'll let you explain. But what you got to understand is whiteness or whiteness is a code. That's all it is. It's not even really a race. It's a code.
So there were white people that fought during fought to take out slavery. So how you differentiate how
Okay,
you
again, you got to go back to Muhammad Ali, man. You got 1,000 snakes chasing you. Are you going to keep the door open for 100 good ones? You can't. You close the door. That's their
Right.
people. Let their people deal with their people, and we got to protect our people.
That's right.
You can't worry about some of the.
It's
I mean,
more so.
listen, there's good people everywhere in every ethnic group.
Can I ask a question?
so
Where he
so
from?
Hold
Is he
on,
Hispanic?
hold
Is
on.
he
so
Hispanic? I'm just trying to get the understanding. Is he Hispanic too much?
what was
No,
that?
I don't think he's Hispanic.
I asked him
No,
his
thank you
background.
for letting me be here. Good morning, everybody.
Because he just,
hold on.
I'm just trying to get an understanding. That's why I'm asking too much.
Yeah, me
Is
too.
he okay?
John Snow, where are you from, brother?
I'm from I'm as black as everybody in this chat, but I was born in Dominican Republic.
You were
Oh,
born
okay.
in
So you're
Okay,
not
so that's
born in
why.
Texas. So you don't know Texas history and you don't know United States of America history. So let's not talk about the Spaniards
Ma'am,
because we
ma'am,
have a
ma'am,
history in the list of
ma'am,
Spaniards who could hold on, sir.
say,
Hold on, sir. Hold on.
you're
Sweet
not
Wolfie
gonna
gonna go
accuse
on
me
mute
of.
soon. Sweet Wolfie gonna go on mute. I just want to tell you, you don't never step over the slave owners that was from Spaniards who consider themselves white tea, like Angel Lavero,
Yeah.
Jose Antonio Navarro, Martina Delino, Carlos de la Garza.
Hernandez de
Shall I go
Soto.
on? Because
Hernandez
this is
Soto.
Texas. This is Texas. Texas is the people in 1929 to 1940. The Mexican Americans went
Right
into
on.
federal court to sue to be white American and won in federal court. Later on in the 1950, came back and say we a different type of white. We
Yep.
Hispanic. Hold up.
Facts.
You
Hold up.
know,
So you trying to what you tried to say it was a different type of races from the north to the south. I heard you clearly. That's why I request up. I was listening on the For You page and I was like, let my gentleman talk. I'm gonna let my gentleman handle it. But you know, when he said about that strong black lady, I had to walk my little butt on in here because I represent the strong black woman who's very knowledgeable. Do not dismiss the Spaniards because they spoke Spanish from the Europeans that spoke English. They
Right
was the
on.
same
Ma'am,
people. They seen
ma'am,
themselves as
ma'am,
the same people throughout
ma'am.
history. The
No,
only thing
hold,
that's
Oh
different is
God,
this
hold on, wait
2021st
a minute,
century
Snow. Hold on,
of
wait.
Hispanics and Mexicans.
Ma'am,
They're acting like they
ma'am,
was never
Hold
considered
on, Snow.
white
you
Hold
people
on.
missed,
or
you
never
missed,
want to be
ma'am,
white tea.
host,
But
can I
they
Yeah, I think you
owned
might have
respond?
slaves
misconstrued what he
just like
Can,
said though.
anybody.
I'm gonna let
Mexico
you
has
respond.
thank
abolished
you.
slavery in 1829.
They sure
Uh,
New
did.
All
York
right,
abolished
hold on.
slavery in 1799 and had the black people, if you was born in slavery, you had to work as an indigenous slave till you
ma'am,
was
I get your
25 years
point,
old as
ma'am.
a man and 24 as a woman. Why are you over talking me when I'm talking about history that you don't know?
Well, you
But
accusing me of not knowing something that I
But you
do.
might not be
Now,
the only one that don't know it, sir.
okay, so to
You
stop
are so
assuming that I
triggered.
don't or do
Calm your
know.
little
Sir,
Now,
sister ass
sir, sir,
down
sir,
and
wait
let
a
sir,
me
minute.
sir,
We
speak.
just
sir.
hold on. Let's go.
Hold on. This is how
can
we
I
do things over
respond?
here. Hold on, Jon Snow. This is how we let each other speak. I'm gonna give you a
I
chance to
apologize.
rebuttal,
I
but
apologize.
she actually caught you, brother. She came up with some good. Listen, I missed it. She caught you. She said,
She's
"Is
conscious
this
about what
brother's
she's saying.
FBA?"
All
She
right,
was tapped in. She was listening.
host,
So I gotta let her
host,
rock
He
out.
may have
host.
If you're
not been
Dominican,
knowledgeable
brother,
enough.
you're Dominican, brother. You can't be speaking on another person's lineage and acting like we need to see that. That's what's
We're,
wrong
we're
with
in
Hold
the
on,
y'all.
wait a
lineage
minute, but
here in
Let
the
me just
United
say
these
this.
are our
Host,
This is
people.
can
what
I
y'all do. Y'all do these little dog whistles and y'all say, we need to focus
and
on
you're
this. And you use we and us like we the same, like we from the
can
same lineage. We're
can
We
not.
are from the same
can I
roots.
respond? Can I
Foundationally, we
respond?
are. We do
Can
have the
can I
same
respond?
folks.
Can, can I respond?
Go
All
ahead.
right.
Yes, sir.
So the word Negro was used in the early 1900s and in the late 1800s. Negro in Spanish means what? It
Black.
means black. It means black. So it wasn't white people that enslaved black people. It was the Spanish, right? Because the Spanish would control
What?
the Spanish were
No.
controlling the
What?
South.
Sir,
No.
stop trying
Yes.
to
No.
only
No,
tell your
No.
so
history.
so
When you don't know
so
No.
history,
so
only tell
can I
your
finish?
history.
Can I
let's
finish?
No.
all speak.
Can I
Let him
finish?
speak. Let him speak,
Can I
y'all. Let's let him
finish?
speak.
Can I finish? Now, if you look at Haiti, Haiti is surrounded by people that they liberated. Haiti is a little dot that is basically a black island, right? They're the poorest, but in reality, the richest Caribbean spot in the South America. In no South American country, I'm Spanish, and I'm telling you, there's no black Latino president ever in South America or the Caribbeans. So when you talk about
Why
racism
are
and
we worried
slavery,
about, hold on, sir. Why are we worried about what's going on down there? Tell me why that's
We're
relevant
here,
to the
yeah.
because
foundation of Black
because
America.
we got
Tell
this
me why that's
because
relevant.
because we're different, but we have the same fight because we don't have no representation down here in South America. So when the FBA finally gets recognized to being the Aboriginal people, the landlords of the United States, maybe things have changed in South America because just like FBA gets treated bad in the United States, South America is way worse when it comes to the Aboriginal Latinos, the black Latinos down there.
It had
It's
nothing
what
to
I'm
do with
saying,
us.
sir. Just ask the Haitians how they get treated in
That don't
South
have nothing to do
America.
with us.
So
Yeah, but it has nothing. She's right. It has nothing to do with us in the United
I'm
I'm
trying to
not
States.
figure out
saying
the
I'm
And
not
relevance.
No,
can
no,
I
I'm
add
not
on
it's
to
I
what else
I'm
don't have
not
nothing to do with
saying
us? You
man,
I'm
rewriting our
not
speak.
saying
We
history,
got we
sir,
got
trying to add
we're trying to
yourself
focus
in.
on our mainland. Is what everybody's saying here here in
well,
the United
well
States.
what
We
I'm
can't
trying to
worry about
tell
what
you
happens. We
you
can't worry
should
about what
May,
happens
because
may,
well
may
you
I
in South
should
speak?
because
and Central America.
Hold
you
on,
just had 10
anti-Kevin.
million immigrants roll into the United States. You should be worried about that.
No, we
No,
You
should not,
just
but
had
sir.
can I say
We
this,
want them to roll
anti?
right back out.
Anti,
That's
can
and
I
what it
say
is.
this? He said that the Spaniards was the only enslavers.
I
You
didn't say that
don't
was the
tell our
only. I didn't
history.
say that
This
was
is
the
where the
only.
He didn't say the
Don't
sir.
put
only, but
words
he
in my
Why
said
mouth
when I speak you decide to speak with me? Do you have a
because
problem? Do you
because
have
you
a problem when
lying.
I
Listen,
speak?
Because you
sir.
lying.
Listen, sir. In this
I
live,
don't lie.
in this live, we give space to our women to speak. We just do. We
Every
just
time
do.
I speak.
So don't
He
cut her
said
off.
Spaniards. We have Dutch Frenchmen, Wales. We have other slave owners or prisoners of wars that came to the United States 13 colonies. When you want to tell the history, please stick it to your knowledge. We understand that you might not know everything from the DR or whatever, and you over here panhandling, trying to get some support. Stand up on your own feet.
He left?
I didn't drop him. He left on
Stand up because he keep on trying to make it. He literally is.
May I say something, please? I get where he's coming
How are
from.
you? I am that God. How are you?
I'm very well. Good morning, by the way, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm raised in the United States. This is my home, and I'm also raised in the Caribbean. I have Caribbean families, and I spent a little bit in the Caribbean, so I know both. Jamaica. My dad's Jamaican. My mom's German. So I have white and black in my family, right? Okay. So I understand where he's coming from in the Caribbean, and I also understand that us here in America. Like I feel like personally they're trying to erase who we are. It's written, it's stated in a lot of the stuff they write about us.
Excuse me. When did it become a us? You got our lineage?
Yeah.
Are you a descendant of the freemen and the slave? Because I didn't hear that when you was describing who you was.
You said Jamaican. You said Jamaican and German, right?
Yes.
That's not
your ancestors.
But my mother is born in America. She's been here for generations.
That's not us.
No, that's not us, man.
Well,
you can be a writer, but that's not us.
Hold on. Well, let me fix it real quick.
I'm
gonna let you finish. I am that guy, but let me fix it real quick. Let me tell you why you're getting pushback. Okay.
Understood.
Okay. Just because you're a citizen here does not make you an American. You're a U.S. citizen.
Understood. I understand that. I understand that part.
An American is us.
I understand.
Black Americans. We are the true Americans here. We are the true landowners here. We own all this. Now, regardless of whether we have control over what, but we know we own all this. So there's too much of this we and this us because of this skin color. That does not make us kinfolk.
I understand that part, sir.
It doesn't make you part of our lineage. So when you say we and us, our antennas pop out like, hold on.
Yeah.
Well,
but I am God. Also look at it like this.
Hold on. In the past, we may have all been like, we're all one big Negro.
Yes.
But as we come to realize in the future, we're not all one big Negro.
Exactly.
We have lineage and we have cultures and we have tribes that are separate from everybody else.
That is true.
The problem is everybody comes over here and they try to speak as if they're us.
Exactly. Hit the
point.
Same
skin color. We're saying if you were Negrita or Negro, where you from, that's what you are. That doesn't make you black. Whatever you were in Jamaica before you got to America, that doesn't.
I'm born on American soil, right? I get that.
Doesn't matter.
I get that.
Our lineage predates your lineage here. You actually have a homeland to go to. This is our homeland.
Our homeland.
So when you say we and us, our antennas gotta fly up and be like, hold on, because we just had a Jamaican saying, okay, white people, we gonna all go home. All the black people are gonna.
Did you see that video?
We're gonna go home.
And he got backlash for that too.
We gonna do this, and you gonna feel sorry, and we like. What? Man,
you ain't speaking for us, man.
Back home and
this is our home.
Man. This is we not going. We as in foundational Black Americans, we gonna stay and fight for this.
But I look at it, that's how I look at it, and it's whatever. However, it's everyone has it. If I'm a part of the culture here, and I'm a part of the system here, and I see how the system treat African Americans.
We're not African, man.
Black Americans.
Let I am gonna talk. Go ahead.
However, I apologize, and I don't wanna put
we're not
African American, whatever. Black Americans.
That is becoming an offensive term to
us. Yep. We're foundational Black Americans.
So I look look. People.
We're not Africans.
We're foundational Black Americans. I am that God.
I understand foundation. Okay, can you explain to me, right? So then foundational.
But can I say this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You said that you was born into a culture, and this is where that becomes disrespectful. And I know immigration of the melanated person is new. However, immigration from the Haitian and Jamaican is not that much new as the Africans coming over. You cannot. You have your own culture, your own people. You can participate in the culture, but you cannot be born in the culture. You're in the United States of America. You assimilated to the culture.
Exactly.
You're no different from the white tea people who cosplay the culture also. No
Yes.
different from the
So may I
Hispanics.
ask you a
No
question?
different. No,
May I
no,
ask you
wait,
a
ma'am.
question?
No different from the Asians. No different from the Koreans. No different from the Africans. The whole continent. No different. And y'all act like we cannot be tired of people constantly looking like us, speaking like us, walking like us, saying we, and then at the same sense, it might not be them, but it has their same history and their same lineage talking down on us.
Yep.
I don't talk down to anybody that
I
look
say it
like
might
me.
not be you, but the same people from your lineage and your history is doing it. And they
Kamala
are
Harris.
walking around saying we too, dressing like us, looking like
So
us,
can you explain
talking.
something to me?
You're
Catch
not
me
in
up
our
properly.
culture. Your people have not done this for 100 years, not even 200 years. You're literally dissecting, asking, what do you mean when you say foundational? As if you cannot research what foundational means.
No,
Or
I know what
use your
foundational
context
means. So
clues.
for me, maybe
Use your context clues. You're a grown woman.
I am a grown ass woman, but what I'm asking you is, so what I'm taught from being here, for however long I've been living here since birth. What in my head, I thought we was just people.
See what?
We the people. Okay, I'm gonna take the
We are
color, the
human.
race, and all of that off of it. So for me, that don't know, what is black culture? What is black culture? What's black
What
Foundational
is
culture?
Black
Tell me.
American
Jamaican
culture.
culture?
Tell me, cause
No, what is
I don't want
Jamaican
to
culture?
sound
You
like
share some of your
Okay, hold
Jamaican
explain
on.
that
culture
to
with me, and
me.
I share black culture with you.
What is the Black
Share your
America,
Jamaican
black
culture
people
with
in
me, and I
America?
share black culture with you.
Foundational Black American culture.
Hold on, real quick. Let me interject. Okay, we will answer that question when you can explain to us what is Jamaican culture. The moment
Thank
you
you.
explain to us what Jamaican culture is, I'll tell you
I
exactly
do.
what black culture is.
Out
I
of
do.
21 people.
You tell us what Jamaican culture is. Go ahead.
It's out at the supposedly supposed to be out of many one people. That's what
It's
that's the
what?
that's the
That's a
motto of
logo. That's a like a logo. But
that's the
Dr.
motto
what's
of
the
the
Jamaica,
Jamaica out
what's the
of many
culture?
one people.
Hold on, Dr. Jamaica, help her out, sir. What is Jamaican culture?
Jamaican culture is America. Whatever you guys got, that's what we got.
We
Basically.
replicate.
Oh, come on,
I
man.
mean,
Come
Bob
So
on,
Marley
man.
so
can
Get
so
it
tell
so
you
together.
that
so
he
so
learned
so
We
Jamaican
don't we
so
don't
culture
eat
from,
so
dumplings. We
so
don't
so
eat
if
dumplings
that's
and bananas
Jamaican
here,
culture,
sir.
That's
right?
Come on,
definitely
man.
So
Get
if
out of
that's
facts.
here.
Jamaican culture, why we can't
Nah,
identify
nah.
as
Nah,
one?
that's not
Jamaican
That's a
culture,
culture.
cop out.
ma'am.
What is your culture? Stop! Don't say
So
that. We don't eat bananas
Hold on,
and
time out,
dumplings
time
here.
out, time out, time out. Our food is different.
Yep.
The way we speak English is totally different. The way we
Jamaicans
dress, our
sound like the
fashion
people from
is
South Carolina.
totally different. Okay,
Jamaicans talk the same
our
as the
No,
Geechee.
music,
they don't.
our music
They
is
do.
No, they
totally
don't.
different. We created every genre of music in America. The inventions. We have inventions that our ingenuity, our genius came from here.
Yes.
We invented almost everything y'all using today, whether the white tea people want to admit it or tell y'all or not. We know what we did. We had the first biochemist. The first biochemist was George Washington Carver. The brother knew how to talk to plants. He had he knew how to understand the language of plants. This brother was phenomenal. That is our culture. When we mention our icons, like Michael Jordan, or our icons like LeBron James, our icons like Malcolm X, our icons like Martin Luther King, our icons like Michael Jackson, our icon like James Brown, who gave us the code. I'm black and I'm
And
proud.
I'm proud.
When we mention those people, that's our culture.
Yes.
Our
Okay,
culture is also very accepting. We accept and we love everybody. Now we're learning not to be so loving, not to invite everybody to the cookout. That was our main problem. That's how we got taken over. We said,
But
"Come
too
on,
much
white
to also
people,
let them
come
know
eat
about
with
us.
us."
Let them know about us being we're a welcoming people, but we're also a conservative people. I mean, we like what we've created and what we our way of life.
Listen. We're so phenomenal. We give the game. Your Jamaican music is based on our R&B.
Yeah.
And your
Reggae.
ancestors said that. We didn't say that. They said, "Oh yeah, man, we got it from watching, from paying attention to what we were
share
doing
that
on
music.
here. Our
share.
influence
So we
is
share that.
also part of our
We
culture.
share culture.
We share the food.
No,
We don't
but
share
no.
culture.
Y'all
Just
latch on.
reggae. Just reggae.
Hold on. It's not shared culture. Y'all latch on to our culture, and we just didn't say nothing about it. We said, it's cool. Y'all can.
So
We have so much game.
Yeah.
Y'all can
It's
have
always
some of
funny,
it.
and it's always funny how they say it's shared, but they
It's
never
not
bring nothing
shared.
to the
Hip hop
table.
was not.
If
Hold on.
you're
Hip
gonna
hop was
share,
not
we just
shared
asked you what
culture,
was your
sir.
culture.
We
You
I'm gonna
invented
tell
it.
you what my culture is.
no. You could
I'm
have
gonna
said
tell
patois.
you.
You could have
If you're
said
gonna
beef
keep
caddies.
I
Big
You could
tell
have
Papa,
you,
said
then
a
it's
lot of
out of
things.
many one
But the way
people.
you no, ma'am,
I love
stop
it. Big
this.
Papa.
When I start talking, y'all don't do this. You did not share your culture. You said a phrase. Now, when we talk about our culture, we can talk about hairstyles that we've been wearing for over 100
No.
years, jewelry that
If
we've
you
been
look
wearing for.
at the
Hold on,
same, if
ma'am.
you look at
Stop
the
that,
same
ma'am.
thing,
Papa,
ma'am, like
Stop
love.
that,
no, no, no,
ma'am.
no, 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 no,
Okay,
no, no,
ma'am,
no,
stop
no,
Let
cutting me off.
let
I
ma'am,
hate
Wolfie
the
no,
finish.
muting
ma'am,
because
no,
I don't
ma'am,
want to
no,
speak.
ma'am,
Miss
no.
down in
I
the bottom
disagree.
corner.
No,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
Let Wolfie
I don't want to
finish.
mute you.
Hold
Wolfie
on.
is
Let the women talk.
explaining the different pillars of culture.
I'm just
Their
explaining. I'm not
traditions,
attacking you.
their
I didn't say he was
beliefs.
attacking
Then
me.
stop
I'm
talking when I'm
entitled to
talking.
agree and to disagree.
Then you
Like
can
if you
disagree
say
after I
something I
get
don't agree with,
finished.
I'm not
Just
gonna
You
say
can
just
wait.
let her
no,
land.
ma'am, no, ma'am, no.
Then I'm a
Because
mute
you
Let
have
you.
your
Wolfie
opinion
land,
and you
please,
feel how
ma'am.
you
It
feel.
starts to
That's
get
just how you
noisy.
feel. That's just your opinion and a bunch of other people that's backing you. I don't believe
P-
that's what it is.
Please,
That's
ma'am.
just
Can
how
can
I
Wolfie
feel.
please
You asked
land?
me a
You didn't
Can
let
she
question,
me
I
land?
talk.
said you out of many one people, right?
Okay, like I was saying, and I'm sorry I had to mute you. I'm not on that.
Nah, you good,
But
ma. You good, you good. Have a nice day, y'all.
She ain't want to hear
bitch,
what we
I
had to
ain't no
say.
lesbian hoe, so you leave it don't make me it don't mean nothing to me, regular ass hoe.
Oh,
Now let's get to business. Y'all get on my nerves. You get on my nerves.
Dang,
On
ma, you
my
need to calm
nerves.
down, ma. Ma, you need to calm
I,
down.
I'm not even mad at her, but it's the point that I'm showing you respect. As soon as I start talking, I am showing you respect. You want to speak over me. I'm not even talking about Jamaica. You just can't take my strong voice, and it doesn't matter to me because you got people over there in Jamaica that speak strong patois. You got strong women. So it's not my fault if I run into the weakest men and the weakest women from that area. Now, what I was saying was when it comes to our culture, our traditions, we've been practicing it for hundreds of years over here on this land. United States have 50 states. Each state have their own culture and their own tradition that they've been practicing for over 100, 200 years. And when we talk about culture, we Black Americans is always bring their culture to the table. And when we ask y'all to share your culture, y'all always act like it's a gatekeep. It's a secret. You cannot tell us what it really is, or you don't know it. But you quick to tell us about our own culture. You quick to talk about our own music. You quick to talk about our own fashion. You miss out the technology. You miss out the inventions, from the clock on the wall to the toilet you flush to the AC and the heater to the automobile. You forget that is a part of the culture. The main reason the United States is number one is because of Black American culture. You cannot turn your head any type of way, turn on any TV, on any social media without Black American dialect and vocabulary speaking. It's not patois. And then patois y'all got a beautiful history. Beautiful. But if the world was speaking patois everywhere you sing, you would say, you would get tired and say, get out of my culture too. But everybody not speaking patois. Everybody's speaking AAVE, but really Ebonics. They speaking our language. They getting it mixed up. They switching the words. They're mimicking us, leaving their culture, their history, their lineage behind, taking on our identity, forgetting who they are. And you think that we're supposed to turn our heads and let it go on for another 60 years? No. We need to stop it. Be proud of who you are. Speak about your culture. Don't let your culture die out because you want to be accepted in the United States of America. We're not accepting that. It's a new world.
Well said. Well said. Let me hear from Kurt. Kurt, come off your mic, brother.
Yeah, I got a
I don't know if it's a question, but more so a statement. Just doing some research and looking at the 14 million.
Kurt, where you from, sir? Not to cut you off. Where you from?
Where am I from?
Yes.
New Jersey, New York, Delaware, now North
What's your
Carolina.
background?
My background: African American, Black
Okay.
American, Indigenous American.
Where's your family from?
Here,
No, where here? They came from somewhere. Where here?
my dad's from Virginia Beach. My mom from North Carolina.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
All right. There's 14 million Africans or Black Americans, Indigenous people that live here in America. Now, my thing is part of reparations should be every invention that has been created, and there were a few that the sister mentioned, whether it be the automobile and the air conditioning and so on. Every invention that is still in operation today, I believe there should be a percentage that goes toward reparations. The other thing is this: there are a few states that is able to accommodate 14 million people. Montana might be one, even as small as Rhode Island, or these states are very small where we can assimilate into one culture, into our own culture, into one state, without outside influence. We run our own government, we run our own police station.
Hold on, real quick. Why 14 million? Why the 14 million? Why?
No, just the number of Black Americans here in the United States.
There's 43 million, not 14 million, sir.
And we have many different cultures, sir.
There's 43 million of us, not 14 million.
I'm mistaken on that.
Are you sure you SBA, sir?
There's 43 million of us, sir, not 14 million.
Okay, I'm mistaken on that.
14%. You meant to say or something like that?
14%. There's 14%. 14.
Oh, right. Correct. I was misspoken. Correct. That is correct.
I was getting a little leery there for a minute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah. So a state like, but my question or a question would be is, do you think that the American government would accommodate such a feat, and if so, how, and if not, why?
I'll say this, and anybody come and answer after me, but I'll say this: they're not going to do anything unless we make them do it. So it's not something that you got to understand. They're not going to give us any more help than what we demand. We have to stand on business. We have to demand it. We have to push it. We have to do something that makes them give us what we want. So they're not going to just give us anything, or they would have already given it to us. They didn't give us our freedom. They didn't give us our civil rights. We had to make them do these things. So they're not going to give us anything. So it's like, it just depends. It just depends. However we stand and whatever we stand on business collectively, not individually, but collectively, and stand on business and fight for, that's what we're going to get. They're not just going to give us these states. And I don't even think we all even want to do that. I think, I think there was a big movement that we all should just pick a state in the South and all just move there and make that Black America stand or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There was a big movement for that. And I see some pros in that. But once we do that, we lose our political power nationally. Because we have national political power right now as the swing vote. If we collectively, all 43 million of us, stand on business, we can sway actual policy in this country. And worldwide, because as the country goes, so does the world. Hold on, I'm going to mute you up, Taylor. You got a phone ringing on. There you go. So I want to answer that phone, brother. So, yeah. So, they're not going to just give us anything. We were able to cripple the Democratic Party. Why? Because they knew that, They knew, hey, if black people didn't get on board, if their propaganda and witchcraft that worked for 60 years didn't continue working, they won't be in power. And we said, nah, we're not doing that no more. We've been with y'all for 60 years, and y'all still haven't given us what we want. We thought Obama was gonna do it, and then that's when the witchcraft really started waking up. When we started realizing a Kenyan American who was cosplaying as a black American wasn't gonna give us what we wanted, and couldn't give us what we wanted. That's when we started to wake up and realize, hey man, are these people really who they say they are? Just because they walk like us, talk like us, try to emulate us, are they really for us, or are they really here to undermine us? And that's when we start paying attention to all these clubhouses and hearing these words like 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀 and hearing these words like Yankee and hearing all these terminology that we didn't know that they had for us. Because we don't have no word for a Jamaican or a Caribbean or an African, other now than the newly invented word that we put on some of them, not all of them, tether.
Musty tether.
Now we actually have a word to describe, because we know we have a word to describe our sellouts. We call them Sambos. We call them raccoons. We have all these words that we call them. You know. We have house Negro. I mean, we have all these words that we know to call our own people, but we never had a word specifically for them. But they've had this word for us for a long time. So when we start realizing that, it's like, hold on, man. Now y'all, and guess what? The future is here now, because now we're like, if you have a weird name that's not foundational.
Yep.
You have a messed up hairline, you're going to look at everything and figure out who you are. We're going back to the old days.
Yep.
The old days where we used to say, where your family from? And y'all don't like it, but if you're foundational black American, you don't mind it.
Yeah.
You're like, cool, yeah, man, I'm going to tell you, yeah, my family's from whoop-de-whoop, whoop-de-whoop. Mm-hmm. You know, because we need to know each other. We're going back to the Green Book. You understand me, family? We're going back to the Green Book.
We're gonna ask you how do you make your sweet potatoes?
You know, we're going back to the Green Book so we know how to do business with our people and stop supporting. Not that we don't like y'all food, but guess what? We like our food just as much, or not even more. We make phenomenal food, so we're gonna go to our restaurants and we're gonna support those. We're not necessarily gonna go get that jerk chicken anymore. We might. Maybe there's some good Caribbean folks. We might, but we're gonna definitely look out for our people first, just like y'all do. Because when have y'all contributed to the black community? When have the African come over here and contributed to the black community? When have the Caribbean come over here and contributed to the black community? Y'all go off into these enclaves and build little Jamaica, little Africa. That's what y'all do. In our community, y'all do it in our community, and y'all just section yourself out. Little Dominica, little Cuba, little Haiti. That's what y'all do. And y'all make sure y'all support y'all own, but y'all don't pour into us. Y'all take from us, and y'all made it clear that y'all are here to take. Not to participate in, but y'all are here to take. And now that we know that, it's a little different. It's a little different now. The energy is different. So to answer your question, the long story short, we know how to deal with 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀. They're not going to give us anything. And that's not a bad idea to make them give us money from all the inventions that they stole and that we invented and put that into a fund. That's not a bad idea. The tariff, giving us our own tariff, right? Doing our own, give us a percentage of all these tariffs that they're getting from all these other countries. That's not a bad idea either. So I'm with that, but I'm like, we're not, we have to, not only do we have to ask for that, we have to demand it. We have to demand it, and we have to stand on business. And we have to force them. We have to make them realize, listen, if y'all don't give us what we want, y'all are not going to get what y'all want. Bottom line, and we have to do that. We have to play those games. We have to do the good cop, bad cop. Listen, I'm coming as a peacekeeper, sure, but I can't tell you what all these 43 other million of us is going to do if we don't get what we want. So
Sure.
you either give us what y'all seen Rodney Henry Jr., right? Y'all seen that, brother. You know we realize that turn the other cheek don't work no more. So eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That's the only real justice that exists today. Y'all practice it. So what's gonna happen when we stop caring about the consequences that y'all put on us to keep us in place? What's gonna happen when Black Americans say, bump the consequences? I'm just going to stand on business no matter what. Do you want that energy in America? Then give us what we want. Same thing Martin Luther King and Malcolm X did. Good cop, bad cop. Malcolm X was like eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. Martin Luther King was like, brother, I think, we want to do this peacefully. We want to just march and demonstrate. But I don't know what Malcolm gonna do. I don't know what the other brothers and sisters gonna do, because some of them riding with Malcolm and some of them riding with me, and I'm coming as the diplomat and the peacekeeper, and that's what we gonna have to do again. And we gonna get them to give us what we want. So anybody else want to tackle that? Because that's the best answer I can come up with. Anything we want, we gonna have to demand it and stand for it and force them to give it to us. They're not just gonna give it to us. But those are great ideas. Those are something we can present. Hey, since you're worried about where we're gonna get the money from, YT people, let me tell you how we're gonna get the money from the many inventions that we've already invented. We want a percentage of that needs to go into a fund.
Correct. And then on top of that, you have inventions that's been invented by a Black person that have been making millions and millions and millions of dollars over hundreds of years. So that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money over just one invention. But you're talking about thousands of inventions, thousands at a small percentage of 1-2% per invention. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. And we need to look at it, from that aspect, because taxpayer money, we may not get it from that, but if we tackle the persons that have been selling washing machines for 100 years, every washing machine company need to pay that tax. Every last one of them.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thanks for the moment. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. I like it. I like it. I like it. That's a great idea. Yeah, man. So we kind of got off topic, but not too much. But I want to talk about the erased identity of who are foundational Black Americans. I want to talk about who are the indigenous Blacks, and that they are foundational Black Americans also, whether they call themselves that or not. They've participated in our culture.
And they align with us.
We've lived next door to each other. We're all from the same community, because y'all didn't have, the indigenous Blacks did not have their reservations. Those were the red natives. They had reservations. Y'all were here. Y'all look like us. Y'all move like us. Y'all talk like us. We're the same. Mm-hmm. Whether you want to admit that you were in slavery or not, whether you call it sharecropping, whether you call it POW, that's all slavery to me. Mm-hmm. Whether you had the chains on your feet or you had the paper that said you can travel to this plantation, to that plantation, and nobody's going to bother you, you were a slave. Mm-hmm. So let's all stand united together and get our money and build our communities. We know, we're waking up to the fact, we know we're not African. So if we're not African, what are we? We know about the reclassification. We know about the 𝗣𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀. We know about the Indian Affairs. We know about the Walter Plecker one-drop rule. We know about all of these things that are happening to us. We're waking up and we're not going backwards. We're just going forward now. We are stronger together. We shouldn't be trying to section ourselves off as foundational Black Americans just because you don't like the term Black. I'm pleading with my people and saying you just need to understand what Blackness is. You don't have to necessarily to to classify. I mean, you don't have to classify yourself as that, but you need to understand that blackness is not your enemy. Blackness is not the spell that's being put on us, according to Black Law Dictionary or whatever you. Blackness is a consciousness. Blackness is this thing that's going to liberate us and help us stand on business and fight against the oppressor.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. It's our blackness is our culture. Now, it doesn't have to be negative. We understand, that words have power and things like that. But I hope y'all was here in the beginning where I debunked that. It's the energy that has the power. Anybody, I mean, language. There's over 1,000 languages in the whole world, maybe more. What is black really when there's 1,000 languages out there? It's the energy. The negative energy that's attached to that word that makes it mean something, and the spell doesn't work if you don't know the language. The spell doesn't work if it doesn't comprehend that's. I mean, it doesn't work if we don't comprehend it. So let's get off this blackity black thing and making it evil, and let's just accept that that black is now just like YT is a code. Is a code. YT is just codified. They all getting on code. There's no such thing as a white race or a black race. There's just one race. It's just a code. So let's get on code. Blackness is a code. Let's get on code. Let's get codified and start working together and making a difference and standing on business and becoming, and let's focus on becoming more powerful and on empowering ourselves, which make ourselves more powerful. That's what I'm saying. Anybody got something to say to that? That's my stance on that.
Well, you see how you guys shut that young lady down and she wanted disruptively just leaving? I thought somebody dropped it, but she just wanted to. What did she say? She said the black community. And we were like, wait a minute. Didn't you just say you were Jamaican and German? You know what I mean? So, this thing of being welcoming everybody into our community, anymore, is a far-fetched anymore. We're not doing it no more. And we have to be on code with our own people and, just to unify and to, preserve what we have. You know what I mean? And like you said, with the indigenous and the ones who don't, the indigenous blacks who don't refer to themselves as FBA, like you said, they are FBA. We share the same we share the same background. Like you said, they went through the same thing we went through. So at the same token, we are one people, whether they want to recognize it or not. Their history is our history. So, you know what I mean?
They can't sit there and say that they're pure 100% indigenous themselves.
Exactly.
They've been mixed in. They had an ethnogenesis along with us. We all mixed in and became a people together. We all suffered the same circumstance on this soil. We all went through the fire. All of our ancestors died on this land.
Yep. So at the same token, we have to come as one and fight as one. We can't sit down there and look at it any differently than that. You know what I mean?
And hold on, let me help Dr. Jamaica out. Dr. Jamaica, then I'm gonna go to Wolfie's prompt over here because I wanna know what that is. One day, not now, but one day, all of the Americas are gonna get on code. The indigenous people of the Americas, because I'm not saying Jamaica don't have indigenous roots. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying the Caribbean doesn't have indigenous roots. I'm not saying South America doesn't have indigenous roots. I'm just saying you must respect our lineage and our tribe and our struggle as some of it may be similar, but it's not the same. Our culture, the way we do things in America is different the way you do things in Jamaica. Whether you want to call it shared or not, y'all latched on to us. We never latched on to y'all. It wasn't reciprocal is what I'm saying. We didn't get Jamaican culture. We didn't adopt anything from Jamaica. Y'all may have adopted things from our culture, but we never adopted anything from your culture, sir. That's the difference. You can't say something shared. Shared is I give you something and you give me back something. What did y'all give us? Doctor, I'm asking you, Dr. Man, what did Jamaicans give Americans?
Oxtails.
We already had oxtails, man.
No, I'm from Texas. You don't think we have beef and oxtails out here? We've been eating oxtails all our lives.
Yeah.
Jamaica did not give us oxtails.
Exactly. We had brown gravy and white rice over oxtails.
Rice and gravy and oxtails. We're from Texas. What you talking about?
Yeah. I'm waiting on Dr. Jamaica. I'm trying to give him a chance to speak, and then I'm gonna go to Wolfie's prompt over here. Dr. Jamaica, what did y'all give?
I don't think
return, and you said
Jamaica has anything unique.
Say again.
I don't think Jamaica has anything unique that is not found in America, just like I haven't seen anything unique in America that is not found in Jamaica.
Okay,
you know,
to
say
why,
who gave who what,
I don't know. Many genres that we came with. Why didn't y'all come up with the many inventions that we came with? What did y'all do that y'all can say y'all can share with us? What did y'all share with us? Because we shared plenty with y'all. What did y'all share back with us?
All right. So to talk about, you know, things like inventions, we don't sit around and study, you know, our inventors. I know we have them. We just don't study them. Just like in America, you know, everybody goes and says, hey, we invented the peanut. We invented the soybean. You know, George Washington Carver, he was a root worker. He could talk to plants. You guys do that. You invented the stoplight. That's all good and great. There is things in Jamaica just the same. You know, but we don't.
I think that if y'all invented something, the world would know about it because the world would be using it. We invent, the world.
I've seen it. We just don't study it. We just don't stress on that. That's not something that we that we find.
Why wouldn't you?
As conversation. You know, in America,
I'm not understanding, Dr. Jamaica. Why wouldn't you though? Wouldn't that be like something big to talk about or even take note of?
No, it hasn't been important to us. I've seen, I know what you're talking about. I've seen a list of Jamaican inventors and, you know, where they invented these things. And it's a list similar to how you would have the African American list of, you know, or the foundational Black American list of inventors.
Let's Google it right now. Let's see if I can pull up this list.
Now, to say, you know, music. You know, we want to talk about music, want to talk about food, no problem. We don't eat macaroni and cheese. Okay,
we know that.
We don't eat macaroni and cheese. You know, it's something we just don't do. We don't have cheese.
No,
we have like one cheese in the whole country.
Bananas.
Yeah, we have bananas. It grows here.
Yeah, you make boiled bananas and boiled dumplings.
I said you need fried bananas.
Now, I'll tell y'all one thing. Plantain, that's the business.
They grow. Yeah, it was a.
I like boiled bananas, the boiled green bananas.
Look, too much. I too myself like plantains, and I like the way the Caribbeans do it. No, I like spicy plantains, so I like the way the Africans do it too.
In regards to civil rights, you guys are gonna keep Malcolm? Okay, no problem. You're gonna keep Farrakhan? No problem. You're gonna keep Stokely?
What you talking about? Philly, he is really searching. You remember, you don't study your people.
You said keep them?
Study your people, so you shouldn't speak on our people.
A foundational Black American, and Farrakhan. Let me tell you, that brother's honorary at best because he's a writer and he only rides for Black America. He's written for Black America.
Yeah, man. No problem. I mean, I got no problem with that. I mean, I'm saying you can keep them. I mean,
what do you mean keep them, sir? I don't understand what you mean by
choose to be here.
I think Malcolm has Caribbean ancestry.
It doesn't matter. His Caribbean ancestors didn't raise him.
He also had
the dad was from here.
Black American lineage.
And his mother didn't raise him. Can you read his book if you're going to refer to him? All you have to do is buy his book. It's on Amazon.
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight.
No. Let's not dance over you speaking on something that you don't even read on or research.
Right. Nipsey Hussle is Eritrean, and he has a foundational Black American mother.
Yeah.
And key thing, he grew up in our neighborhood, and he understands our culture, and he rides for us.
And look at it like this.
I got you.
Look at Nicki Minaj, Miss Caribbean. She don't even represent Caribbean culture. She represents our music.
Bro, I got you. I got you with the music as well. I mean, I got no problem with the music. You know, hip hop. You know,
So again, when you say shared culture, I'm just asking. Shared means we share in something, and so there has to be. See, there has to be two sides. There has to be you share something and we share something. The problem is it's one sided, and then because we share this culture, y'all just take from us.
you know,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were there at the development, you know, in the developing of
Let me
hip
tell you
hop. We
something,
were
brother.
there.
That brother Cool Herc going around with his sister talking about the father and the mother of hip hop, and if he would have
I'm just
went to
saying he was there.
Canada,
I'm not
that
saying he made it.
hip
Yeah.
hop would have been in Canada. If he would have moved to the UK, hip hop would have started in the UK. That's false
I don't
because
know
he
anything about, you know, that.
Black
I'm just saying he was
American in the culture. We started the culture. He
That's
just
right.
observed it and made it popular because he was good at what he was good at.
Yeah.
I mean,
But he was not
I
us.
just say he was there, all right? He was there. I'm saying that while you were doing everything, we were right there with you, doing
Nope.
everything with you.
No. But
While
you
you were
weren't
doing
foundational to it though.
No, you was right there in Jamaica. Why do you
right.
want to be here on this land, acting like you was right beside us, swinging from the
He
tree?
sounds like
When
another
you
Fat
have
Joe.
family
Y'all wasn't
members,
going
the
through it. Y'all,
disrespect is you act like you have family members that you got pictures of hanging in your matriarch house of people that was unalive by the Triple K, and you can speak on it. You cannot speak on none of this. Your ancestors are in Jamaica. Respect that. We don't go to Jamaica and try to act like Black Americans did something when they send food and money and everything. Stop doing that. Y'all didn't even send food or money to us.
Yeah. So, it seems
We,
like he's just trying. It seems like he's trying to wiggle his way into it, like Fat Joe. Hip hop was created by Black Americans and Latinos 50-50. It seems like did you hear what he said? He said while y'all was doing the work, we was there right with you.
we were right there. I mean,
No, you
from,
weren't. No,
we
you
came
weren't. You're a
from
liar.
That's
America.
crazy.
That's a
I
lie.
just
You
want to
know,
point out
Puerto
that
Ricans were
we've been in
there.
That
America.
is a lie.
Hold on.
We
The
have
Puerto
been in
Ricans were
America
there.
for
The
centuries.
Jamaicans were there. There were other people there observing, scared to get involved. We were the one. We were the main people out front pushing this thing. We were the
Hold on, he
that,
main.
said he been
Too
in
much. What did you
America for
say? You said they
centuries.
was observing.
How
We
many
Observing.
were
centuries you
observing.
been in America since you've been in the United States of America? How long a Jamaican been in the United States for America? How many centuries? One or two?
No, from the very
No, no,
beginning, you
no,
know,
no,
we
no, no.
were being,
How long has a Jamaican been in the United States of America? You said centuries. Let's clarify this. Has it been 1 or 2 centuries?
it's been more than that.
Oh, it's been
Oh my
more than
God.
that. You saying a Jamaican been in America for over 200 years?
Yes.
In the United States of America? Because y'all like
Yes.
to
Where?
play these word games. That's a lie.
Okay.
That's a lie because we
So,
just got emancipated 160 years ago in
uh-huh.
1865. So
We
how
were
can a
traveling.
Jamaican been in the United States as a
Yes.
Jamaican?
Okay, I'm gonna talk now.
No, no, no,
Uh,
no, 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 no. You're
okay,
gonna
you can talk.
explain because
All
you just
right.
counting your lie. A century mean 100 years. You got doctor in front of your name.
Okay, I'm gonna talk
No, no,
now.
no, 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 no.
No.
You like to be
Okay.
a part of the propaganda of identity erasure, saying
Yeah.
little word games and playing along and with this manipulating game that you're doing. It is
Okay.
wrong. It shows to have low self-esteem. And
Okay.
I
You're
am
gonna
sorry
talk
if
now.
my words might offend you in any sort of way. But
Right.
what
But
you're doing is a part of the erasure, trying to make it seem like a Jamaican been in the United States for over 100 years. And that is not true for over
all
200
right.
years. You said centuries. That means more than 100. That means
Yeah.
200.
It's
That
like they
is
were
not
putting us
true.
on everything. They're
You heard what
placing us all over the
You heard what his
place.
counterpart said. The Jamaican girl, she sat there and said the black community, and this is what
I
we're
mean,
saying.
that is the
People,
erasure. That is
yeah,
a part of the
yeah,
erasure.
yeah.
They
People
not
like
bringing
her
none of
and
their
people
culture
like
to the
him,
table.
they want to sit down and use the word black as a come along into our community and say we all as one. We're not all as one because you see his mindset. You seen her mindset when you start talking to her. She got upset. She got frustrated, and she dismissed herself. So at
can
the
I
same
point something
token,
out?
go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to point something out. This brother said that he doesn't study Jamaican inventions
Hmm.
or Jamaican innovations. However, he is studying our culture, and that
Yes,
shows and
yes,
proves, that we
yes,
are what Black culture is. This guy
yes.
himself he doesn't even study his own inventions and own culture in Jamaica, but wants to latch himself on to our culture. It shows you
Exactly.
the greatness, the
And that's
foundation of
what
Black
you have to
American culture,
realize.
J.A.
innovation,
Rogers.
our music,
You know
and
our
our,
brother
our
J.A. Rogers.
But but
He
and
but
us
was
but
as a
the
whole.
but Kingpin, it's a common thing for them to do it. You see the Dominicans do it. You see the Africans do it. The Jamaicans do it. The Haitians do it. Anybody who tries to surpass or use their black tone or whatever the case may be, they try to utilize us as, you know what, I'm black like you. Nah, man, you're not black like me. We're a different type of black. You're Jamaican black, and I'm foundational Black American black. So at the same token, we are not the same. You are not like us.
You know what
right.
Jamaicans have done for the world? You know the global thing that Jamaica. What is the thing that Jamaica is known for globally? You know what
Music.
Reggae,
Music.
MJ.
Reg,
reggae.
reggae, yeah.
Oh,
Reggae
MJ.
music and
Usain
running.
Bolt.
The Green. That's what we
Yeah,
get for
reggae
them.
music, running and
That's
weed.
that, that's
Well,
what we
MJ,
get.
okay, yeah, but we had that here. We were smoking that back in the early
But
1900s, and
that's what the
but
United States
yeah,
import.
No,
I
you
mean,
said
our
worldwide.
musicians and you know those little speakeasy houses. That's what they were doing over there. I mean, there was a whole propaganda that if you smoke weed, you know, white tea women, you know, you're gonna turn. You know, there was all kind of agenda on that. But y'all are known for reggae.
Yeah, definitely.
That is known globally for reggae.
Right. And Bob Marley said, he got his inspiration from, the blues, Fats Domino and whoever else. I don't know these people, but he
Exactly.
said it. His
Fast
So,
Domino,
inspiration
was he rock and
through,
roll?
and guess what? Black
yeah,
Americans have never
rock and
latched
roll
on to that
blues.
and claimed that reggae was ours because we knew where the influence. Just like Kool Herc said, he got influence from who? From us.
I
Yeah.
got no
It's
problem with
always
that.
from
James
us that
Brown.
we all got that influence from. And we
Hmm.
never try to co-op and say, "Oh man, reggae's ours." We never tried to go and
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
But y'all
Right.
try to go in and say hip hop is yours. Hip hop
Well,
is
I
ours.
don't, I don't think you heard me say that.
No, not
We've
you.
heard your people say it though.
I'm just saying your people
I
in
just, I just
general.
said we've all been there. We've all,
That
we've
was
all
No,
that was the
sir.
whole
No,
thing.
no,
So
no.
we're known for more than just our music, sir. We're known for more than just hip hop. We're known for fashion. We're known for a lot of other things, man. Our many inventions that have gotten out worldwide. We're known for those things. We're known for the way
Jamaica also has, Rastafari as well as black people in America. They have Nubians, they have Nation of Islam. We've got organizations,
Okay.
similar.
yeah, but those are homegrown here in America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Those are homegrown here in America.
I think the
Yeah, I
thing
mean,
is when you
Elijah
share your
Muhammad.
I
culture,
just
notice
hold on,
when we
Who
compare
flagged me?
ours, we don't have. I never have to compare it
What
to yours.
happened? Somebody flagged
Who
you?
flagged me? I got
Oh,
flagged.
I
Who
don't
flagged
Who
know.
me?
flagged? What did
If
it say?
Yes.
What did it say?
Contain themes that may find some of uncomfortable and has been restricted. Goods, content. What
Here
theme?
goes a, here goes a
Dr.
hater.
Jamaican, Dr.
huh?
Jamaican, you reporting the live?
Come on, brother. That's not nice.
Somebody
No, I'm
probably in
asking
the,
you
in
a
the comments
question.
probably did it then.
No. The answer is no.
So is it because of Professor Langley or something? I mean, what theme? What theme? Identity erase indigenous black is reclassified. Identity that's offensive. This what I have up
If they
here.
reporting it, it is. They reporting the
They
thing.
can't even barely even see. Or or
So
or
they
is
say
this
your title?
offensive? Or is this offensive because you have a
Is this
fact?
offensive? And I ain't even talk about it yet. I was just waiting my turn till he
What
let
the
me.
what the heck is going on?
I ain't even
Should
talk.
we
I can
take
take
that
it
down
down.
then? Should we take those things down so they
I
won't try
take
to
it
come at
down.
us?
These people is crazy, man. Hold on.
Wow.
Let me take mine down too. Jesus Christ, this is insane.
Jealousy, man. You gotta watch these people, man. You gotta watch them.
Well, the goal is to keep us from having discussion.
You sure it wasn't you, Dr. Jamaica, though?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
let me
positive.
say this because I got 2 minutes before I get my I need to get started. Um about the picture. Allegedly, Trump nominated another person to be general. Y'all know I support General Lanning because it's just the propaganda that people play and everybody fall under. They was when they noticed a black American face under Trump leadership, they started attacking him. Nobody did research. No one knew that he had just got hired just 2 years, 2 months ago, and that was under Biden administrator. He was the first black American to be in that position ever in history, and that he was really doing protecting. He was serving his position with honor. But you heard so many Jamaicans, all Africans, different Caribbeans, and Black Americans putting this black man down. And I kept on saying, what is going to be like when they replace him? I kept asking it. Y'all heard me ask that. I asked the question. Y'all know y'all falling for it, but y'all, I even asked y'all, is y'all mad because y'all see a black face and y'all said that yes, it should be a white T face or Asian? I asked the question because I knew the direction it was going because he wasn't put in that position under Trump. But since y'all fall for the propaganda and that black man did all the protection that he could do under his leadership, may the man that be nominated be elected. And may he go forward to everything that he plans to do, looking over the continent of Africa. That's a lot to think about. And I don't see nobody disrespecting this white T man. Do y'all see anybody disrespecting the white T man?
I just found out about him today.
Yeah, well, as you're talking, yeah.
Yeah, I just found out about
I
him
want to
today.
see y'all disrespect because he's coming with it. Because like Too Much said earlier, they on code.
They on code, y'all.
And as soon as y'all seen a black face, what y'all do? Fall off a cold. I was dread. Wasn't I marching by myself if I had to march by myself? Because I don't understand when did y'all stop trusting a black American man? I never stopped.
Facts, facts.
No, that's true. I gotta say this. Listen, a lot of times, listen, black people, we understand to play the game. We understand there's a certain game that you have to play. And a lot of y'all don't understand how many black people are in power, holding things back, making sure things don't happen, especially when it comes to Africa. I even said on my podcast many months ago, before we even knew about General Langley and all this stuff, I said, what's going to happen when there's a generation that has no affinity towards Africa? The black people that we have now, even though we waking up, we understand we're not African, we're still not going to be okay with an invasion on that land. We're not going to be okay with that. We're not going to be okay with them just saying, "Okay, we're gonna go in and we're gonna dominate and take over." No, we're gonna raise some noise and be like, "Hold on, man, hold on, leave those Africans alone, man, hold on." But what happens when there's a generation that says, "Man, I'm not African, so I don't care." Y'all look at General Langley and y'all make him the face of, oh, black. Yeah, look at black people, black Americans are participating in messing up Africa. But y'all don't know that man could have been. He could have been behind the scenes, really.
He came under Biden leadership.
Saying what the YT man want to hear, but still making sure that certain things don't go down that shouldn't go down. And maybe they're like, well, shoot, now that your General Langley is ineffective in Africa, we just gonna put the YT man in, and he gonna. You know what happened when YT get in? They do the Trump. They're like, man, we're not afraid of nothing. We're gonna help our people and our people specifically, and we're gonna be unapologetically about it. But when we get in office, we're not allowed to help our people. We're not allowed to do nothing for we have to uphold YT supremacy, or they get us up out of here. So we don't know if Langley was really the man in the gap for Africa, for Burkina Faso. But we gonna find out now if y'all have that same energy for the YT general now, because he's been replaced. And listen, I've been watching General Langley's interviews, man. He's been getting eaten up. They've been eating him up.
He's saying like a man.
he's been splaining and just backpedaling and I've seen a lot. I've seen like 6 of this brother interviews
I like the way
where
he's
he's over
saying. You
there
don't
in
like the way he's
Africa.
saying?
I think he could be a little bit stronger. I think he sounds a little bit more when they start questioning on certain things. He's a little unsure. It doesn't
I
sound
get the
strong.
unsure. I get that he's not telling them like they
Yeah, it's
question
like
him,
you
and
can
he's
tell
not
like
telling them
he's
what they
not
want to
telling
hear.
them every. I mean,
Anything
it's just. But now they're gonna get the YT man, and he's gonna
to
say it
tell
with his
them
chest. He's gonna say it with his chest. Yeah, man, 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘀𝗶cie need to stand down or else.
exactly. He now with General Laney, he is holding back, and he's telling them, well, if it's due on Friday and today Thursday, you're gonna get it on Friday. I love that about him. He's not backing down, and he's not giving them straight answer. But you're right. The white T man is gonna give them straight up answers. They
They gonna
been,
give
but
him.
nobody's paying attention to the people who's asking the question. What question they asking him?
Yeah,
I
I
pay
mean,
attention to it all. It's like to me,
I
it's
don't
in.
watch 6 interviews of that brother, and that brother was like, I'm looking at that black woman up there asking him, and she wasn't really asking him too tough of a. She wasn't really going in on him, and it still seemed like he's not saying it all. So I'm like, okay,
Maybe
something's going on.
no military men. They be acting like when they get into their mode, they act like they don't speak. I don't know. I have uncles like that, and my daddy.
Yeah. So he was to me. I don't think Generation was a good vocal spokesperson for America, and I think now they're putting somebody in that's going to be as vocal and as stern and as direct
He was the
as all.
best.
And I want to see the Africans and the Jamaicans because the Caribbeans were saying stuff too. I want to see y'all who claim y'all love Burkina Faso so much. I want to see y'all go over there and stand with that brother and be willing to be unalive with that brother. That's the
But
key.
look, too much. The thing
Anybody can
about
talk
it
from over
is,
here.
what you will have a restraint at as a Black American. I don't care what the Africans have been saying or doing. You will still have a restraint to not go forward with certain missions, right? They not gonna have restraint. They restraint is to go for the resource and the revenue that they've been asking about. It's not about the people. So to put somebody in there of European descent is they not gonna care about the melanated skin because they don't give a care about the melanated skin over here. So they don't care about those pawn pieces. They going for that resource. And they're gonna take it like Captain Torre. Anyone who stand in their way, they might destroy. Tell me the difference. General Landy was not like Captain Torre. This European is like Captain Torre. Tell me I'm lying.
That's interesting. I can't. I can't. I can't say yay or nay. But that's interesting that you're saying that the European, the YT general and General Tory are similar. That's
I'm
that
gonna
that
take it by any means necessary.
yeah. Okay, yeah, they got that. Yeah, that's true. See, at least one know that he's following order. The other one's going to be like he's going to embrace those orders. Be like, man, I speak for all of America now. See, General Langley, he knew he spoke for a certain viewpoint of America. But this new general's coming in like I am America. He's embracing. He's going to embolden that I am America, and what I say is law. And we're going to see if the Africans and the Caribbeans have the same energy for this new general now that they have for General Langley. Because let me tell you what black Americans are saying. Leave us alone. Just leave us alone. We got things we got to handle over here. We have a timeline that we have to catch up to and beat. We don't have time to be distracted by tethers or naysayers or non-FBA people. We don't got time for y'all, really. We really don't got time to be going back and forth, y'all, because we got a timeline that we got to make sure we hit over here.
But to the point of the comment, if that was the case, if it was the orders of General Laney to take out Captain Torre, you call him president, it would have been done. There was never an order. But if it's the order of the United States, like you claiming, what Too Much is saying, it will be done. It will be done. If that's an order, it will be done.
I need
That's what
y'all
that
to.
I understand.
We're gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna go to my brother Black Moss when I come off the break. I just need 2 minutes, y'all. I need y'all to tap the screen, get the likes up. Please get the likes. I'm gonna play some quick music real quick to get y'all in the mood to just tap the screen. But tap the screen, y'all. Tap the screen. Get the likes up. The likes is way too low. Way too low.
If I gotta bite my
So tap that screen, y'all. Get that likes up. Give me up to like 5, 6K and we start everything back. And we got Black Moss and Black Moses and Casey.
bones colder than the chrome in the dope den. Pops working doubles, barely coped in. I was knee deep in the smoke with the grown men. I done seen friends turn ghosts in a minute. Seen a judge hand fade with no soul in it. That was me on the block, not a road gimmick. Tagging dreams on the wall. Broke the chains, I was raised in a chain game. Never knew peace, just pain with a fake name. Learn to maneuver survival with a gold brain. Turn the struggle into flame in my own lane. Fell down 10, got up 11. Heart heavy like the sins I kept confessing. Now I'm living every loss as a blessing. Never fold, pressure made me destined. Then against all odds, yeah, that's just how I feel. Mobbing around, throwing up sets, and even got that gangsta feel. My sister left, I think she's really gone.
Tap that screen. Get us to 6K, y'all.
Living my song. Sometimes I feel like the whole world is against me. It leads me toward the hood, cause that's what surrounds me. Take me in. I need a new family. Teach me about the guns and the smoke, cause that's reality. I remember late nights, sirens sang lullabies, fist fight, street lights, lit the alibis. Busted dreams tucked deep behind battered eyes, but I found scripture in the scars I had to hide. Wrote verses on napkins at
We almost there, y'all.
tables while they
All
laughed
right, we
at the
there.
vision.
Shout out. We there. Get the likes up. Get us to 10K. Get the likes up. We're gonna go for probably like another hour. Then I got some things I got to get into and do. I appreciate everybody coming in and showing love. Appreciate the gifts. Gift the panel. Gift the speakers. And just let's chop up some games. So let me go to Black Moses. Oh yeah, if y'all like any of the music, it's live right now. The album's out. Too Much for TV. Go check it out. I got bangers on here. Bangers. Go ahead, Black Moses. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
How you doing, sir?
Look, I'm from the Caribbean, though, by the
Okay.
way, and I'm not here to bash nobody about where they're from or where their ancestors from. Nothing. I'm just trying to say, how did how did um African Americans get to this level
Well, first of all, we're
um,
Black American.
of saying that? Right, Black Americans, my fault.
Okay.
How do y'all get to this point? Because from what I know from back in the day when they was watching, you remember Public Enemy, right? The rap group. Remember that group?
Of course.
Right. So I see all these brothers wearing like African medallions from tribe to Chuck D, all these brothers. So when I hear Black Americans talking this stuff about Africa, you understand? I'm confused. I think that the history was written wrong in the schools. I think that the white man don't want y'all guys to unite, because I was saying, like, if there ever was a race war to start in America right now, can y'all do it yourselves? Can y'all fight that race yourselves?
You're not
I'm
coming
just
to
asking.
help. You're not coming to
Yeah.
help.
You don't know that, man. I'm
You're
not here
not
to
coming
argue. I just
to
ask
help,
a
but let me
question.
answer your
Because
question
remember,
though.
remember, brother. We have. I'm 1,000% black. I need to defend black people, whether they're right or wrong. But remember, if that race war start, and remember some Oreos out there too. What are we gonna do with the Oreos? Who's gonna replace the Oreos that
Let
don't
me
wanna that don't wanna
let me
fight?
answer your question and let me be very direct.
And I want to answer
Right.
too.
Yes, we can, sir. We've been doing it.
Okay. Okay.
Every riot, every race riot that we had in this country, who do you think stood up against it? It was
Not
just
every.
us. Just
I
us.
understand.
Just
Just
us.
us. When Black Wall Street got destroyed, who do you think stood up? We
But
did.
let me ask you something, right?
We
Let me ask you
haven't
something.
helped
Let me ask
from
you something real
nobody from
quick,
the
right?
outside.
Can I answer
How
your
you
It's all
question?
wait,
us.
hold on, ma'am. Let me ask you a question. How you know, right? How you know I'm not your brother? You know I'm not your brother.
Brother, it's not about how we know. You're not from our
But
lineage. Y'all
I
don't
understand that. But how you know?
listen.
How you know I'm not your brother though?
Listen, listen, brother.
Because remember the sisters are separated. You
Listen.
remember that,
You
right?
may listen. Hold on, listen, brother. You may be a writer. You may feel affinity towards us, but you're one of
No,
the
no, I'm
hundred.
not.
You're
You
I'm
know
one
not.
how I
of the
know?
thousand. Listen, you're one of the thousand snakes that might say, "I'll ride
Mm,
with y'all."
mm.
You're one of
Bro,
them.
You know
bro,
how I
I'm
know you're
far
not
from a
my
snake.
brother?
I'm
Oh my,
far from a
this is
snake.
how I know you're not my brother.
You're
It
But
one.
how
don't
you know that?
offend you when
You're
the
the you're
Africans
the
and the
thousand
Jamaicans
snakes
go against our
that are
reparation
trying to
on this
come against
land.
the Black
Wait,
Americans,
wait.
and
I
you're
can't.
one of the few snakes that said, "I don't want to be a snake no more, and I want to help Black Americans." That's all it is, brother. And I'm using it as
Brother.
an analogy. I'm using it as an analogy. I'm not
Okay,
calling you
okay,
a snake. I'm just
okay,
using it as an
okay.
analogy. We have real enemies that are coming against
Hmm.
us, and you're
But
one of
what
the
you don't know why
few
that you
that
don't
are
know
saying,
Hold on,
"You're
you
sir.
don't know why that
one,
happened? You don't know why
you're
that
He's
happened?
the
one."
black man. You asked the
You're
question. Let him
one.
finish.
You're
Okay, okay.
one. You're one of the few, sir, that are saying, "I want to stand with y'all." Now
Hmm.
we know when it comes down to WR, this
It's not
holy war
all.
they've been trying to push. We know that when if they come, we gonna stand on business and we gonna give them what they really asked for.
And
And they
can I,
know, if they believe that OJ,
Miss Casey, though?
if they believe that OJ can come in a grown man and just wipe out two other grown people at the same time with one cut with one knife, what can one of us they remember that old man during the ferry boat scuffle, and he gave them YT the business, and they was like, man, I didn't know that 60-year-old man could hit that hard. If they know that, they know they know they coming against us. We gonna give them everything they want and more, and they gonna feel it, whether we win or not. They gonna feel it, and they gonna be hurt, and it's gonna weaken the country. All of them
So
are. If they bring it to us,
Can I say something?
somebody else is gonna come in and just say we might as well clean up the mess because
so
these
what you
Black
gonna do with the
Americans
Oreos? What you gonna do with
weakening.
the Oreos?
We're not
Hold on.
worried about the Oreo.
My battery's at 1%. Can I
Go
say
ahead,
Let
something
my
man.
real fast?
dread talk.
I
Go,
just want
dread.
yeah, I just want to say something before my battery dies. I wanted to say that you're not really with us anyways. If us delineating and taking ownership of our ethnicity and our ethnic group causes you to not fight with us, if there was a race war, that means you were never with us in the first place. And I'll
I
land there.
never said that, bro. I never said that.
You just
I never said
posed the
that.
question. Wait. You posed the question. Well, if you're going on your own and being by yourself, what are you going to do if a race war happens? That means you're implying that by us delineating that you people, your Jamaicans, your Caribbeans, will possibly not fight with us. That's what you were
You can't say that,
insinuating.
brother. You can't say that. You
Nigga,
can't
we
say
ain't
that, bro.
stupid, man. You think we don't understand what you
Bro,
just
no,
said?
no,
All
no.
right, man. I
Listen,
got
you
to go.
see, this is the
My battery's
problem.
done.
This is the
All
My
problem,
right,
man.
man.
This
battery's
is the
dying.
Okay,
You're
problem.
trying to
man.
be disingenuous now. We know what that
No, I'm
question meant.
not.
That question meant that you're
Yes,
going to
it
have to
is.
stand on
Dread
your
is
own
right.
because
But
you delineated.
Hold on, but
the,
can I because his battery about to go, but this is what I heard with that question because that question was unloaded, but you asked why are we talking like this from the 90s and the 80s, which is my generation.
no,
To
I want to
not
know how it changed. I want to know how it changed to
how
this
it
because
changed
people
is
was getting
because
along
the
very good back in the day.
sir,
Oh, it's very
Go
easy.
ahead.
She gonna answer. She
go
gonna
ahead
tell
and
you how
talk
it
because
changed.
I'm not for
Go
not
ahead. Go
from
ahead. Go
this
ahead.
moment
Go ahead. Go
on.
ahead.
I'm
Go
not
ahead.
talking over y'all. I understand that my voice is deep and powerful, but I can't because it's not gonna change me smiling. I am still smiling. And I'm not gonna make it seem like I'm gonna stop smiling if I change my tone in it. I'm gonna still be smiling, but I'm gonna talk noise. So I cannot talk over y'all. And I don't want to talk over you, sir. But I do want to add to the conversation if you allow me to. But I'm gonna just go on mute and let you talk.
No, you fine. You fine. You can talk. You can talk, man.
Go
All I'm
It's
ahead,
all
Will.
good.
saying is thank you, and I appreciate it. All I'm saying is the change happened when we start seeing people come against our reparation and movement. The change happened when they start speaking and they look melanated in the United States, sounding like us. And when we go down that birth line, it's not us, it's Jamaican. It's Nigerian. It's something Cuban. It's not us. And they're talking against what our ancestors wanted. And that was a debt that's owed to us. Reparation. They literally going and looking at the numbers and the books and saying, because we're so successful, because y'all think we're not. But because they are in the politics, they say, since Black Americans are so successful that they don't need it or want it. And the thing about it is not about if we need or want it. It's a debt owed. If you owe me a penny, I'm coming after of it. But y'all come over here and y'all want to spread like United States did this to my country, but you forget what the United States did to the black people in this country, and y'all talk over it because y'all came after the Triple K, put up they white sheets and start wearing khaki pants and carrying a tiki torch. Y'all act like everything is okay because y'all acting like it's all Americans. Y'all include us in the American government when y'all talking about America, and then trying to include us when America's coming against you. No, we're tired of being used. We ain't the bitch, excuse my French. We ain't the bitch in your back pocket that you only call when you want some coochie. We are more valuable than that. We know our work. We have standards and boundaries. Now we grown. We have been through the bull. We have been used by all. And the fact that the very people who using us is coming up and saying no to reparation, no to civil rights, no to, and they over here because of these, and it's not just y'all melanated, it's the Asians, it's the Hispanics, it's the Europeans, it's everyone. But it should never been the melanated, and it is. And that's where the disconnect come in. And that's why we saying right now, we are not the same. Please separate. And you be who you are respectfully. And we are who we are respectfully.
There you go. I mean, I think she
So
broke
how?
it down for
So
you.
my thing is right. How? So I'm confused. So
What's
back
confused
then,
about that?
how back then, the white people want to separate from us. Now we want to separate from each other. But no, we from American, the Caribbean, whatever. So now we doing this separation amongst blacks.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
that's crazy. That
yeah.
is
No, that's
crazy.
no, that's not crazy because we were never
So
together.
now,
How's that crazy when the Caribbeans did it
It's
in New
never
York in
together.
2010? How's that crazy when the Caribbeans been doing it? They started it on this land in the United States asking for delineation in New York
well,
in
not me.
2010. How's
But
that
this,
crazy?
but this is the
How's
thing,
that
right?
crazy when
All the
y'all did it
Caribbean,
on
sir.
this land when y'all
You're
didn't want to
one of the
be
snakes.
But
considered Black Americans?
you know
You
what?
Caribbean people got together.
I just think, right? I just
No,
think
no,
that
no, 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 no.
no, hold
Just say
on.
you didn't know that fact in history. Did you know about it?
Which fact we talking about? I didn't hear
That the
that.
Caribbean started the delineation on paper to the government in 2010.
No,
Did
I
you
didn't
know
know that.
about it?
No, I didn't know about that.
Then
I didn't know
stop
about that.
acting like y'all over here acting like we're all together.
But
We're
listen,
not.
but Miss, that's not that's. Oh my
No, it's
God.
disrespectful because you can absolutely type up in your search button and you can see people from your own island, from St. Lucia, from Jamaica, from Haiti, from Cuba, talking against Black Americans as if we have done anything to
But
any
why you
of
think
those
that
people.
happened? Why you think that happened?
Because you
Tell me what.
immigrated over here
No,
and you did
no.
not help out. It
You know
doesn't
what? You see, y'all
matter.
don't blame
It,
nobody T
you
man
you
for
want to
nothing. Y'all
justify
blame
the
me. Listen,
disrespect,
okay,
but
man, you
get
talk.
this. While you're trying to justify the disrespect, let it be known you're outnumbered.
Listen, right? Listen.
Hold on, go
The
ahead.
white T man did a good just injustice by separating
The
us,
white
and
team
that's all
man
he
did a
gotta
good
say.
justice on you.
No,
Hold
On
no,
on, hold on,
you.
me.
hold on,
No,
hold on,
on
hold
Kamala
me.
on.
Harris,
No, on
it's
me.
Hold
you.
on, hold on.
Because you know what
Let me
happened?
It's
interject.
you.
You know
Y'all
what
bleach
happened?
your
You know what
y'all
happened, miss? Let
skin.
me tell you
Hold
what
on, let
Y'all
me
happened.
bleach
interject.
his
Let me
y'all
hold on,
skin to look
miss. Hold
white
on, no,
T.
no,
Hold
no,
We
no.
on, let
don't.
Hold
me
on.
interject.
Hold on.
Y'all
Hold on,
bleach
Let
let
me,
me
y'all
I'm gonna let me
skin.
interject.
play now. I'm
Y'all
gonna let me
bleach
play
y'all
now.
skin to look white
Hold
Let
T.
me
on,
let
hold
me
You're
on, hold
let,
embarrassed
on.
of
This is
your
the
let me
own
let me
host.
play
kinfolk.
now.
You're
Let me let me
Everybody
play.
be
embarrassed. You
quiet.
tried to
This is the
unalive
host.
Bar
Hold
Marley.
on. Everybody be
Let me.
quiet. This is the host talking. Let me jump in here. I
Okay.
get it. Okay, listen. Listen. We can't we can't blame the white T man for everything, y'all. You have to take ownership and accountability for yourself. Just like we didn't believe the lie that they were saying about your country, it's so sad that you want to believe the lies that they say about us. And then when y'all come here and get around us, separate yourself from us. and then say we all need to be together. Why? Because we decided to delineate from y'all now. Now we all need to be together. Why? Because you can't latch on to our history and our culture anymore like you've been doing, and you call it a shared relationship when sharing is sharing. If I share and you share, that's sharing. But if I share and you don't share nothing back, that's taking. See, we're tired of our energy being drained. It's like you got to understand that when you're the one being drained and nobody's filling you back up, but we're filling everybody else up, we're just tired of that, brother. We're tired of filling your cup and you not filling our cup. And we don't want to hang around with people that drain us, that tether onto us, because that tether energy is a draining energy. It's saying, I want everything you got, but I have nothing to offer you back in return. Who wants to hang out with broke people all day life? You don't. You don't want to pay for everything. You don't want to go to Disneyland and then pay for everything. You want to go there and enjoy and buy the stuff that you want sometime and not have to pay somebody else to get some stuff because they ain't got no money. You don't want to hang out with broke. That tether energy is broke energy. We're tired of filling your cup, and we need y'all to reciprocate. And we've asked y'all to, and guess what? Y'all just don't want to do it. Y'all have nothing to contribute to the. Listen, if Black Americans were to get off TikTok right now, y'all would beg us to come back. Why? How do we know that? Ask y'all. That's exactly what y'all did. Y'all begged us, oh, we miss the Black Americans. We wish the Black Americans would just come back. Listen, we're tired of giving out all this game and none of the game coming back. Now we're saying if y'all want to be around us, y'all got to pay for it now. We're no longer going to give it away for free. We're going to gatekeep everything. And if you want what we got, you got to pay now. It's no longer a free-for-all. You got to pay. Sometimes you just got to pay what you owe, sir. You can't always just take, and not pay what you owe. It's never been a shared camaraderie between us and the diaspora. When it comes to Black Americans and the diaspora, it's never been a shared camaraderie. It's always been one-sided. And who's been the one side pushing everything? It's always been us. That's why you mentioned Public Enemy. Because we were the only one pushing that Pan-African stuff, because they sure wasn't pushing it in Africa. They sure wasn't pushing it in the Caribbeans. We were the ones pushing Pan-Africanism. And we were the ones hating ourselves in order to push it. And now we're saying we're not hating ourselves no more. We love ourselves. We love our culture. We love our people. We love everything about us. And if anything, if we got hate for anybody, it's for tethers. We don't like tethers. We don't like broke people coming up in here begging and asking all the time from our culture. No, go create your own culture. Get that popping. And we got our own. And that's it. That's just the way it is. It's not a disrespect, because believe it or not, listen, man. If one of y'all gets harmed by race soldiers out here, guess who's going to be the loud one speaking up? It's going to be us.
Yeah.
Because we know where that racism is coming from. It's coming because of your copper color skin, your black skin. It's coming because they're mistaking you for us. And the reason why they're mistaking you for us, because you dress like us, you talk like us, you try to be us.
And
And
you
we're
all
saying,
here.
if you don't want that energy, stop trying to be us. Go back and dress like whatever y'all dress in Jamaica. Make that popping. But don't try to be us. Because if you try to be us, there's a lot that comes with being us. And you don't want that smoke. You don't want what it comes what it comes with being a Black American. So you might as well disassociate. You might as well agree with the delineation and say Black Americans are Black Americans, Jamaicans are Jamaicans, Africans are Africans, and keep it like that. If we're going to do business in the future, it's going to be a treaty. That's it. We're going to do it governmental. We're going to do it political. We're going to do a treaty that says, hey, this is how we're going to treat each other when we come into each other's spaces. And whoever violates that treaty, y'all going to get the business. And that's it. That's the brotherhood. That's the only brotherhood we can give y'all is a treaty. But that's not right now. Right now, we're delineating, and maybe sometime in the future, all the knowledge will hit everybody at the same time, and we'll understand that we're all one. But right now, we're not one. I'm a Black American, and you're a Jamaican, and that's just what it is. You got that, Black Moses?
I got you, brother. So what you do? We're gonna do with the Italians and the Sicilians
We're gonna
and
keep
those type
we're
of
gonna
people.
keep we're gonna keep taking care because y'all ain't taking care
No,
of them, brother. Y'all are
they take it
joining
from
them.
they
Y'all are
taking
joining
too.
them.
They
Y'all are
take what?
joining them. Y'all are
Brother,
y'all
don't
when
say,
y'all come here, y'all do
brother.
the
No.
bidding for YT supremacy. Look at y'all. Look at that Jamaican American governor who calls himself the first black governor, which is a shame. We got to get that out the way. He's not the first black governor because he's not us. But look what he said when it comes to a study for reparations. He said we're not gonna do no study for reparations. We're gonna help out minorities, all minorities. And we don't like that. So when you guys keep talking like that, there's no camaraderie between us. There's no helping us with the Italians or whatever you think. You can't fearmonger us into letting y'all back into the fold. We know we've been standing 10 toes down on our own, and we're going to continue to do that. Whatever happens, whatever comes with that, we're willing to accept the consequence that comes with that because we don't need y'all. We never asked y'all for help. We ain't never asked y'all for help, and y'all ain't never gave us help. We've given y'all help many, many times. We've given y'all the game many, many times. But again, the game has never been reciprocated. Y'all have never come in and done anything for the Black American community. But
All they
we
do
went to
is
y'all
take, take,
restaurants.
take, take.
We did everything
But
for
man,
you.
you
We did
saying
everything
take,
we
take,
could do for
right?
y'all. We gave y'all genres of music. We gave y'all everything we can give y'all, and now we're like, we're done. We're done with broke people. We don't want to hang out with broke people no more.
So
We
where
don't
No
want to
Africans
hang
more
broke?
out with
empty
broke
Where
cup
Africans
energy.
people
broke? Where
coming to
Africans
the
are
We
broke?
table.
don't want to hang out with broke energy no
Empty
more,
cup
sir.
people.
Hold on, man. We don't want to hang out with broke energy no more. That's broke energy. Broke energy always takes. We don't want to hang out with takers, brother. We want to hang
So
out
Let me
with
say it to
givers.
you like this, brother. Let me interject this. What I need you to do, or what we need you to do, is build your house up while we build our house up.
fair enough.
What we don't need you doing is coming and taking our 2x4s, 4x8s, gutters, beams, and all back to your house. You understand
So
what I'm
what?
saying?
So
That's it.
what they were doing? They wasn't taking nothing from Africa. America to make their Africa to take nothing.
We never
Nothing at
took
all.
anything from
Oh,
Africa,
Nothing at
sir.
all.
here we
Nothing.
go.
Nothing
Nothing.
at all.
Brother,
Okay, fair enough.
how
I got you. I
many
got you.
how many
Name
Americans
something
are
that we
going into
took.
Africa and going into politics?
Yeah, we're not in
We're
African
not jumping in your
politics.
African politics
We're not in
and
From right.
telling
African
Africans
politics.
that are there,
People
we're
is
not
Y'all
going to
are
do
in
crazy.
anything for
our
you.
politics, brother. Y'all are in our politics. We're not in y'all politics. Y'all are in our politics. Y'all are more concerned about our politics in our country than you are concerned about the politics in your own country. That's the difference, sir. We don't
You know
go
what's
to your
crazy?
country and act like we own that
Hey,
country.
I
But
understand that.
y'all
I
come over
understand that.
here and act like y'all own this country, and we're telling you you don't.
I was on a podcast the other day and I hear this straight up American guy say, you know what he said? He said Africa is our home and America is a hotel. What y'all think about that?
For
I
What you
mean,
think
whom?
about that?
no.
Now, this is an American guy.
Hold on.
He's from
Hold
the
Black
Caribbean.
Moses.
He's from the
Black
Caribbean. He's
Moses.
from the
Black
Caribbean.
Moses. Hold on.
I'm listening.
I don't want to mute you. So Black Americans, foundational Black Americans are not a monolith, right? So we may think a little differently. We have different ideologies and stuff. Here's the thing. I don't want you to bring up the white people. I don't want you to bring up the Africans. I don't even want you to bring up the Latinos. You're West Indian,
I
correct?
don't deal
We
with
want you
Latinos.
to speak to us without pivoting to somebody else. Because here's the thing. You want to say, what happened with Chuck D and all of that, and why do y'all feel this way? Sister Wolfie broke it down perfectly, and you're still not understanding, right? But the Caribbean has never been in allyship with foundational Black Americans. And we could go to our government and do that and look at that. But I'm gonna give you a real specific thing of what I would call a snake, right? So we do know that our ancestors and elders, their fight for civil rights greatly impacted the Immigration Act of 1964, I believe it was, or 1965, because Black immigration was restricted. They did not want y'all here. And the ones that were letting on a quota system. And from what I'm hearing, it was only like the elite of those places, right? So now y'all get in here and y'all move into our areas, and believe it or not, even in the north, we had a form of segregation. So there was a color coded system. We could not move into certain areas, or the white people would get in trouble. We would get in trouble. You get it? But that's who they were buying, selling those homes to. They were selling them to the West Indians who didn't reach back when they had the ability to then sell the home. What they did was they locked us out. And even to today, there is a disparity between the way that they have home ownership and we have home ownership. And you know what I hear on this internet? Nobody's speaking to the mindset of those who they dubbed them the West Indian real estate cartels, right? So nobody's speaking to that mindset. The only thing they're saying is, that's not everybody. But I have your youth on these here apps talking about y'all are lazy, and when we moved on the block, we had the biggest house on the block. Yeah, because y'all locked us out of them, right? But nobody's speaking to that, right? And then we have the Jamaican girl whose mindset was because she wanted to be a criminal, she wanted to throw all Black Americans under the bus. Well, go unalive the Black American. I'm a Jamaican. It's that mindset that we're speaking to, and it's that mindset that has us not being Chuck C and being more 𝗤𝗵𝗵𝘁𝘂𝘁𝗲. We delineating it, even though he's not our leader. So now we could go, because you're going to say it's not everybody. So now we have the biggest and the strongest voting bloc, and we're voting y'all into our government because we figure y'all are marginalized and melanated just like us. But here what? There's a Caribbean immigrant caucus. There's a congressional Black caucus. Yvette Clark is of, I believe, Jamaican and Haitian descent. She's on both caucuses. She looks out for her people. And Black Americans are just a face to everything because nothing is trickling down to our communities. But that ain't the worst of it, right? So anything that's allocated to our communities can basically go for any Black immigrant, right? As long as they're a citizen and can apply for it, it'll go to them. But do you know there's a Jamaican Chamber of Commerce, there's a Haitian Chamber of Commerce designed to give them their businesses types of funding and all of that. And we can't draw from that, but they can get anything that's allocated to a Black/African American. Why? Because Black/African American, obviously, people think they can migrate into our ethnic group, and so do the people that we voted into our office. So everybody, to my people, you heard everything I said. I know we opt sometimes to sit on the couch, but there's no real way to disband the CBC. But if they don't have a congressional seat, how could they sit on the caucus? It's time to break them up because it's 6 congressional caucuses, and none of them is helping the foundational Black Americans. The only thing they do is, oh, immigration. If you get rid of the immigrants, it's going to be an affront to Black Americans. No, it's not. So when you say we're not Chuck D types anymore, that's why. Go speak to your people. Y'all got to do some inner reflection because it's not us, honey. We have always served to help y'all. We bang the RBG flag, the red, the black, the green, more than anybody else throughout this diaspora. And it's not fair that you know what I feel like? Everybody's coming for us. First, it was the Haitian woman going against the Black American woman. Meanwhile, sitting on the podcast looking like Black American woman, thought she was my daughter or something. Then it was that lame chick from UK. Then it was Africa, and now it's the Caribbean jumping in. And I told you like the most with the Caribbeans out of all that, but I ain't scared to call y'all out either. So we have never told y'all no in such a manner that y'all have to sit down and go back to the drawing board and wonder what the heck did y'all do on y'all part, and why did y'all drop the ball? Why are you here talking to us and not over there hosting your own lives, talking about, look, my people, this is what's going on. This is how they feel. How can we rectify it? Can we trust you to vote
You
our
got
way?
cherries?
Hold
Can
on
we
real quick.
trust you to vote our way?
Made their first census in 1790.
Hold on, I want to play something for y'all, man. I want y'all to hear this, man. Hold on real quick. And everything BX said was on point. And I'm gonna give you a chance to
Thank you.
respond. But we also have other people on the
That's
panel
good.
that we get to. So I want to give you a chance to respond. But I want to play this
All
real
right.
quick. This is what we don't do in Black America. And
Huh?
this woman is
No problem.
Jamaican. Okay. This
I hear you. No problem.
This is what we don't do in Black America, and this is what's going on while we're trying to get Jamaicans up out the paint and let people know they're not us. Listen to this.
I'm here with I'm not Jamaican, by the way.
Brother in Christ, Tim. And Tim grew up through the segregation movement, right? That's right. So tell me, what was your experience like with living among Black folks? Because let me tell you, a lot of people think that, oh, white people are racist. But let me tell y'all, that is not true. So tell us, what was your experience like?
Well, my dad raised me. And my mother also was a teacher. I worked with my dad part-time when I was in this school. And he was always positive toward all people. And so it doesn't matter the color of skin or anything like that at all. Just do what simply do what's right. That's it. Period.
There you go. There's your message. I'm here with my good friend.
That's what, see, you said that's right, but Black people are not saying that's right. That's cooning. Okay, we don't do that. That's not our culture. We don't sit there and say, and put that YT person up and pretend like there's no racism anymore. We don't do that, sir. See how you agreed with that and were like, that's right? That's not Black culture. That's not what we do because we know better. We know better. And look how she's dressed. Look at her hair. She's trying to be us, and she's trying to put that picture like Black and white are together, or Jamaicans don't have a problem with YT people. It's just the Black Americans who have a problem with YT people. We don't do that. Let me play another video.
My roots are Jamaican, but my fruit grew on American soil. I believe in God, family, and freedom. And that is what makes me a foundational American.
We don't do that.
My roots are Jamaican.
That's
Your
hypocritical.
Jamaican?
She's a disgrace. She's a disgrace to her race.
She is
That's hypocritical.
Exactly. She is a disgrace. But this is what we're running up against. This is majority of you guys over here
But
in
you
America.
I understand that, but all immigrants are not like that, bro.
Where is the Black Moses to shout her down, to combat this video and put up another video and say, I'm Jamaican and I disapprove of this
I'm
message.
not Jamaican though. I'm not Jamaican though.
What are you, sir? You're Caribbean.
I'm Belgian. I'm from Barbados. Yeah, I'm Caribbean. I'm from Barbados.
So where are the Caribbeans to shout this woman down?
Well, you see, that's a good question. That's a good question. That's a very good question because
she's trying to call herself a foundational American.
But she's not. She's not. She's not. And you know, I proved that.
Foundation to anything in America.
But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I don't think this separation. I understand your culture. Every nation got a culture. Everyone got a culture. You understand? But my thing is, this separation thing is crazy because like people gotta come together, man. Because look at the White House. Who wrote the laws? Who wrote the laws? Who wrote the laws in America? Wait, hold on. It's not separated from us. It's just Black people separated and
we can't listen
together.
We were never
no,
together.
We don't need y'all. We don't need y'all. Whatever we
But Miss, I don't need you either.
Together.
Good. But just saying.
We don't need no more empty cup people.
You see, this is what the white man wants. He wants us to.
No, but ain't about it's not about the white man.
It is.
Because y'all treat the sisters.
Hold on. Let me say this.
It is.
Hold on.
Who wrote the laws? Who wrote the laws?
This isn't just what the YT man want. This is what y'all want. When you
brother, you're the smart man. Don't say that. You're the smart man. Don't say that. Don't say that, man. You're the smart man. Don't say that.
This is what y'all want, because if y'all wanted something different, y'all would have acted different.
Y'all would have treated us better.
We don't come into y'all homeland and do none of the stuff that y'all do in our homeland.
Did the white man not say? Did the white man not tell the Africans don't mess with the African Americans? They're no good, and tell the African Americans, don't mess with those Africans. That's how the division start. You know that's how the division start.
And I'm gonna let you go when I say this.
That's how the division start.
Hold on. I'm gonna say this, and then
we can make it without.
Listen. I'm gonna address what you said, right? So maybe it's not you, but your people, West Indians, they say certain things to us that a white team person has always said to us before. We're lazy. They come
because
here,
they're dummies.
Hold on. I want to get it out so that you understand me. They say the typical white tropes, right, about foundational Black Americans. So I started thinking and I started realizing that I'm going to just call them baby white tea, right? And by that, I mean this. So white tea people, yes, you're right. They created the system of ethnocide, which is the deliberate systemic destruction of an ethnic group's culture, right? So now what happens is the Caribbean comes in, they see the things that are going on, and they are complicit in our ethnocide because of the things that they do. Wolfie told you that they started this delineation movement in 2010, but you know what happened? It failed. It didn't get pushed to the final vote. I came up and went further in history during times of segregation, during Jim Crow North, and told you how they snaked us out of home ownership, and now we have a disparity to this day. I also went and told you that the people in government who has a little bit of power exercises that power to kind of subjugate us further without pulling us up with them. And you still sitting here talking about this is what the white team men want. But then office, they can advocate for change like they advocate for their people. How come they have a chamber of commerce? All the organizations that we're finding with funding attached to it, they are complicit, sir. They know very well what is going on. But you know what it is? They ain't got to go back to their homeland. They
Let
over
me ask you
here
a
are
question.
already
Okay, hold
established
on,
things,
everybody. Hold on, everybody. Hold on,
reapers of
everybody.
rewards. And that's
Hold
just
on.
horrible.
Yeah, hold on, everybody. Listen, I want to give everybody a chance to speak. I know that the young lady that just left, she's been waiting patiently to speak, and we didn't give her a chance to speak. I want to make sure everybody get a chance to speak on here. I want to play something real quick just to nail the point home, and I'm gonna let other people chime in. These are our mods. I always give my mods freedom to speak, so I hope that lady didn't feel bad that because I was really trying to come to her. But I wanted to address the situation. But let me come to this. Let me show y'all that this is what we're talking about right here. Y'all come over here into our country, and this is what y'all do. Hold on, let me play this.
This is to all the transplants. Leave New York City. It's no reason why y'all are complaining about Caribbean music being played when Jamaican, Haitians, and Trini run majority of this city. And the Dominicans. I'm not going to forget the Dominicans. And the Puerto Ricans, too. Get out of here. Because there's no reason why I should be seeing on Twitter people complaining about Caribbean music at a party in New York. I don't know if I'll remember, but this city is literally the Caribbean. Like, get out of here, please.
Now, do we go to Jamaica and just or any Caribbean country and think we can say that in their country? Get out of here. This is Black American stand. Hell no.
Nah, she's wrong for that. She's wrong for that. She's wrong for that.
Yeah, but there's a lot. But you understand? It's a cycle right now. It's been going on and it's going on, and we like this is disrespectful. What do y'all think? We're just supposed to accept it and say, "Oh, we're all the diaspora. We're just going to come together and be one." When y'all are saying stuff like this, and listen again. Where are the Caribbeans to hit her up and check her? All I see is Black Americans checking her, but I don't see no Caribbeans
I
checking her.
would check her. I would check her. I will check her because she's wrong. She
Okay,
should have
I
said
need
that.
you.
And
She's wrong.
you could tell she's a youth too much. So who raised her?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. She's wrong.
I need you to go ahead and make a video and make sure you do a side by side and you let people know that you're Caribbean and you disapprove of this message and she's stupid. I need to see that.
I can do that. I
I need
don't
to
care
see
about that
that.
because she's wrong. But I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. Listen.
People have to be
We're
taught
not.
wrong. That's all.
We're
The history
not.
has to be taught wrong. The
We're
history has
not.
taught wrong.
We're not going to come together as long
Bro,
as
you
there's
see, that's what I'm
disrespect.
telling you. You see, because you know
We're
what? The history
not
class that you always
going.
taught up
Listen.
here
They don't want
was
to come
wrong.
together. They want to come
Listen.
in front of
We're
us.
not going to come
No,
together
miss, come
as
on.
long as there's disrespect. It's not gonna
Oh my
happen.
God.
The moment y'all disrespect us, all that togetherness, throw that out the window. The moment y'all walk around saying stuff like this and y'all allow it and y'all don't see, here's the difference. When we have Sambos, when we have sellouts in our community, we let everybody know who they are.
Check.
We check them. We check them. We put them on blast. Nobody listens to Al Sharpton. Nobody
What about
listens
Jesse
to.
Jackson? What about Jesse Jackson that
Nobody
gave you
listens
that name
to Jesse
African?
We check
Jackson.
Where's
him
Jesse
too.
Jackson? Where's Jesse
Nobody
Jackson?
listens to Jesse Jackson.
Obama, we check that too.
We check them all. Nobody is listening to Roland Martin, big fat belly donut eating self. Nobody's listening to Roland Martin but Shields. No, listen, we're starting to check the Divine Nine. Nobody's listening to
What's up, bro?
Bootleg babble and secret society babble no more. If you're in a fraternity and you're part of the Divine Nine, guess what? We not rocking with you. Because we know when George Floyd was about to march, you know what came down from the top? Y'all said, don't show y'all AKAs and don't show y'all fraternities. If y'all are going to march, don't show none of that. You know why? Because it's all rooted in YT supremacy. Y'all are the ones upholding YT supremacy. So guess what, Divine Nine, Boule, whatever you want to be called? We don't rock with you either. And we're calling you all out. I got family members in this thing. And guess what? I'll tell them to their face. We don't rock with you. We don't believe like you. If you put your secret society, cult, fraternity above black people, you're out.
We don't think alike.
You're out. If it's not lineage, get the heck up out of here. If you put your political party above your lineage, get the heck up out of here. We don't want Democrat shields. We don't want Republican shields. We want people that stand on business for our lineage. We don't rock with none of that.
And immigrants are not doing that.
Go ahead, Pretty Eyes. Go ahead, Pretty Eyes.
Yes, I'm just saying, you guys, I don't understand why is it such a big deal to you all while we separating from you all. Why is it such a big deal? Because the last time I checked, as far as me and my personal life, I am not in the business of keeping people that don't want to be kept.
Come on.
And Black Americans, FBA, we do not want to be kept by you all because you all have betrayed us. See, we should have known better if our ancestors had knew better back in the 60s when they fought for y'all to come here. Okay? But now we know better. We seen how you are so ungrateful, and we know better now. And the door is shut. We're done. We're done. So when the presidents start making decisions and signing papers and signing all kinds of executive orders, deporting people, don't look for us because we ain't got nothing to do with it.
We want y'all up out of here now, man. It's like it's got to that point where, like, you know what? Y'all are so much causing so much. Listen, man. I'm gonna tell you like this. We understand now because we're wakening up that a lot of this black on black crime is not even us. It's y'all, and y'all are included in our numbers now, and we don't like that. We don't like it. You're not going to come over here and drop everything negative in y'all culture and dump it on our culture and make it us. We're not doing that anymore. We know that a lot of gangs in LA, they're Belizean. Belizean people cosplaying as black people in these Crips and Blood gangs and banging on each other. Because what do they do in their homeland in Belize? They bang on each other. We understand what's going on in Chicago. It's not all black Americans either. We understand what's going on in Miami. It's not all black Americans either. It's tether central. And we got to get y'all up out the paint. We got to get y'all far away from us because y'all are making us look bad. And then whenever something positive, we got to give the positive over to the immigrant blacks. And we got to give the negative over to the foundational blacks. No.
Not no more.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. You take your degenerative culture and degenerative people, you take them with you and you keep them on that side. That's what we're saying. Go ahead, Grady. Grady, you there, Grady?
I'm here.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm just listening, man. That's some pretty good stuff you're saying there. And And you know what? I'm glad y'all bringing that to the light, man, because they kind of like kept that in the dark.
Yeah.
You know, putting us in the numbers with them. And I don't mean nothing bad about them, but like you're saying, and we taking the fall for it. You know, we definitely taking the fall for it. You know,
we're tired of all of a sudden when y'all get a win, it's no longer black. It's no longer black win. It's a Nigerian win. It's a Jamaican win. It's a whatever. It never y'all wins. Y'all
want to be black when it's convenient.
Y'all, but then y'all get to dump y'all negatives on us.
You know, it's like they send their worst people over here.
Well, they going back home now. Not no more. Things have changed.
And then they got nothing to
It
tell us.
don't even matter if they good or bad. He making up any reason, any day to change the rules in the name of the game as far as the immigration. Homeboy ain't playing.
Look at this.
Yesterday,
a lot of the degenerate
he added 12 more countries, and then tomorrow it'll be some more new countries. Yeah, he's just changing the rules whenever he feel like it. Yeah.
Look at this message right here. This is a real message. I gotta mute somebody up because it's sounding loud. Whoever that is in that background is moving around. I think it's you, Greg. I'm just gonna mute you up real quick because it's just loud. A lot of the degenerate female rappers have immigrant background. Did y'all know that hip hop is 𝗤𝗏𝗄𝗎 right now? There's no black Americans really in hip hop like that, doing it like that. These are all people who are cosplaying, making money off of cosplaying as us. We don't want that anymore. We want our music back.
Let me ask you something, right? You ever listen to Dead Prez? Let me ask you a question. You know the rap group Dead Prez? You know those guys?
Yeah, I know Dead Prez.
You ever listen to Dead Prez?
I've listened to a few. I'm not a fan like that, but I've listened to a few. Yeah, I know who they are.
You know that Mos Def moved to Mos Def live in Africa right now?
Yeah,
he is African.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mos Def is not American. He's African. He was born here, from my understanding, but he's African, though.
Yeah. Okay. What about it? What about?
No, I'm just asking. I just asked a question, brother. I just asked a question.
Okay, that just came out left field for me. I didn't understand what you meant by that. Let me go to Inanna Summer.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I was clicking and it requested a live for me to join or whatever. But no, I'm in agreement. I'm born in 1981 from Baltimore, Maryland, born and raised. Yep. And then on my dad's side, we from North Carolina, Statesville, Iredale, up in that side.
Brother.
So, just talking about my experience through high school, one of my friends, me and her became friends because she was getting picked on or whatever. And I jumped in a fight for her. And we became friends like that. And she is Liberian, but I got, cool with her family. And I watched them bring in her sister, then her aunt came, then the cousins came, and they really built their own community, and they kind of like pushed me out. And we would go places or whatever. And as soon as they say, where you from? And I'd be like, oh, I'm American. They snarl their face up and all that. So no, I agree.
Yeah, they're known to bite the hand that feed them and to hurt the people that help them. That's just what they do with these. That's just who they are.
Yeah, and it did. I was taken back and it hurt my feelings a bit. I was like, damn, I thought we was cool.
Nah. They will use you for what they can use you for, and then after you used up, they throw you away just like a dirty old rag.
That's it. I mean, and who better to learn it from than the people they want to be like anyway, which is YT.
Yeah.
See, one thing about foundational Black Americans is we don't worship YT. We don't aspire to be anything like them. We are comfortable being ourselves.
And that's facts because now, I have two boys, and now she has her two boys, but she sent her boys to all white schools, all white. You get pictures, it's her sons with all white boys. All my boys go, they go to multiracial school or whatever, but they try to stay away from us as much as possible, and they let it be known.
But you know what? This what they fail to realize, right? When it comes to black immigrants or whatever, is that no matter how much education they come over here and get or whatever, or how much they try to advance themselves to be so close and next to the Caucasian man and people or family, the bottom line is this: he gonna turn on them at any given time, and then he gonna remind them that you can be sent back home for any given reason. It doesn't matter what you've accomplished once you came over here. See that and that's what they fail to realize. That's what they fail to realize.
They treat them like they maids for the most part. They treat them like they're little maids. They love that white man. I watch it every day. In Nurseville, in nurse school, in nursing school, I watch that as well. They love it. So that's all I wanted to say. I ain't got much.
Okay, yeah. And that's just what it is, man. That's the reason why we're delineating. That's the reason why we're separating ourselves from the diaspora. We wish the diaspora well. Those who want to be Pan-Africanists, go be Pan-Africanists. We're not going to stop you. But we're Pan-Black Americans over here. We want to build our community. We want to focus on our people, and we want to build ourselves up. And we're asking everybody to respectfully allow us to do that.
And I don't understand what the problem is with that. What is why are y'all so mad that we pulling back? This what you want?
Yes, no one is mad. We keep
because
saying
they need
no
to
one is
be
mad.
in the company of greatness.
No one is mad. No, not me. I'm not mad.
I didn't say you, y'all.
Okay.
They need to be in the company of greatness.
That's the issue. Y'all recognize the shared culture that y'all call it, but it's not shared. Shared is reciprocal. So if I share something with you, you share something back with me. If your cup is empty and I fill your cup up, when I get empty, y'all should be able to come and fill my cup up too.
Oh no, that ain't.
So if y'all, so if all I'm getting is draining energy, tether energy, right? Broke energy. If all I'm getting is that all the time I come around you, guess what? We don't want to hang out with you no more. Like
I'm not gonna be available for it.
Yeah,
exactly. If I got to pay your way in the club every time I turn around, girl, you can stay your tail home. You
gotta go inside an African restaurant in order.
If I gotta share everything with you guys, just so we can be cool, I don't.
That's not no friendship.
I don't want that.
Y'all not no real comrades.
I want y'all to go be great, and I want y'all to leave me alone and let me continue being great.
To be the greatest.
Y'all can go do what y'all do. Build up your country, build up your homeland. Focus on 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀 if y'all want to. Shout out to that brother, what that brother's doing out there. Nobody's upset about what that brother's doing. We're happy for him. We're just saying, guess what? We shine light on the apartheid, and what did South Africa give us back in return? Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Not a daggone thing.
I know y'all want us to shine light on 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀. And what are we going to get back in return
talk
for
about
that?
protesting
We ain't got no land. We done flown to Ethiopia and taught y'all how to fly. What did we get in return for that?
Nothing.
A bunch of Jamaicans live in Ethiopia now. A bunch of Jamaicans live in Ethiopia now, and they took advantage of the land grab. We didn't even get a chance to take advantage of the land that they were offering to us, because that land was supposed to be for Black Americans over there in Ethiopia for what our brother did out there. I can't remember his name right now, but our brother, whose name is renowned in Ethiopia, for helping them out. Another thing, land was supposed to be for Black Americans. You know who lives over there in Ethiopia now? Jamaicans.
And another thing, y'all think that Westmore here in Maryland,
let's talk about that, brother.
He tried to crack slick and he just delayed it. But we're gonna get our reparations. Watch. We're gonna get our reparations. Guarantee you. I'm telling you some good stuff. We're going to get our reparations. Watch.
Things don't stay stagnant forever.
Yep, the Jamaicans got it and trashed the place. They got the land over there in Ethiopia that was supposed to be for Black Americans. So that's what I'm saying. Every time Black Americans go and do something, all the diaspora feel like they need to take that win. when y'all do something in the Caribbean, when y'all do something in Africa, we don't try to take y'all in. We don't say, oh, that's Black American. That's us. That's us. But when we do something, y'all like, oh, that's African. That's Caribbean. That's us. That's us. Hold on. Let me play this real quick. Hold on. Let me play this real quick. Did y'all know there was a lady that says that she's the real Black American? Hold on. I'm gonna play this real quick, and then I got a few more minutes, and I gotta get up out of here. And I gotta let my brother Big Billy PEI speak. But hold on, let me play this for you guys real quick. Hold on, y'all gotta hear this. Y'all gotta hear this. Y'all won't believe what this woman said. Hold on.
Just said that Haitians will. I'm so mad that mother just said that Haitians will never be Black Americans. The United States made their first census in 1790 because so many Haitian people were fleeing there from the Haitian and French Revolution, where they were colonized because they were taken from their homelands in Haiti and taken to France. And so when the revolution popped off, they came to the United States. And that, with the influx of refugees, is what the United States used to make their census. So Haitian people are the only Black Americans, the original Black Americans of the United States.
It's crazy.
Who formed their census in 1790. The United States admits that when they enacted the Bureau of 1865, entitled, they want you to think it's called the Freedmen's Bureau. It's called the Bureau of Refugees. What? Freedmen and abandoned lands. Refugees.
Everybody want to come over here and take our place.
Did y'all hear that lady say that Haitians are the only real Black Americans? And that our she just shitted all over our ancestors, y'all. She said that those are her ancestors. The Freedmen's Bureau was made for them, not us. You see what I'm talking about? This is why the delineation must happen.
Did y'all know that Trump got a travel ban on Haiti too, as of last night? He took that ink pen and got the scribble scrapping away. One of those 12 countries are Haiti.
Man, I'm sorry to tell y'all, we can't care anymore when we got people like this saying these disparaging things about Black Americans, man. We can't care anymore. We just can't care. We just have to let Trump do what he's going to do. If he put that travel ban on him, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord.
Yeah. Can I chime in on and kind of piggyback off of you here? On the Haitian subject, a lot of them they've been out of pocket lately here on TikTok and on social media, trying to claim our culture, claiming our identity, claiming things that they had nothing to do with. For example, most of those people that were fleeing the revolution were Frenchmen. Those were Frenchmen. Those were YT people coming from Haiti to America. Those were not Black people that were coming from Haiti to America to the South, where there was still slavery. They were literally leaving Haiti to try to avoid being unalive, because those were YT people. All right, and they brought some of their enslaved people to Louisiana and some of the southern states. But that's the thing. They don't look deep enough into the history to realize that those weren't Black people coming here. Because what sense does it make to break yourself free of chains to go into a state where there's still slavery? Those were YT Haitian people, French white Haitians that were coming to Louisiana. And a little common sense and a little research would prove that. And it's crazy that the Haitians have been so out of pocket lately on the internet. And I land there. I just wanted to point that out. Most of those people that she was talking about weren't even Black.
Good point. And that's what I'm saying, man. When we got people doing this revisionist history to our history and our culture, that's a problem. That's a problem. We cannot allow these people into our country who are going to sit up here and say this. And here's the thing. YT people is watching it all. They're listening, they're watching it all, and they're looking at it like, is that Black? Because YT people, they're not separating us. They're lumping us into all one big Negro. And they're looking at the Haitians, and they're looking at the Jamaicans, and they're looking at all these people say these crazy things online, and they're so gullible too. They're just like, maybe that is true. Yep. Black Americans are Haitian now. Yep, yep. And we can't have that. We can't have that. So
If I may understand, Haiti is the only Caribbean island that win the colonies, that win the war with the colonizers. So that's probably why she says stuff like that. But I don't know.
what war did okay, they won a war, but what did they really win?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Okay, let's
That's
did they
right.
really
When you see a
did
poor
they
country like
really
that, when you see a
win?
country poor like that,
Did they
that means
really win when their country is in shambles, especially today?
that's
Did
why.
they
That's what I'm telling you.
really
That's why.
win?
Anytime you
Okay,
fight the colonizer, your
what do
country
you
can be in
define as a
shambles.
win? Okay, listen. I'm not
Look at Cuba.
I'm not taking away from what they did. 1790, man, they did an awesome job. They stood on business. They got them. They got the sellouts and the white tea out the paint and took their country
Exactly.
back. And look what happened. France came back and said, you know what? If you don't do this, we're going to do this. And what did they end up doing? Giving it right back to them.
Sad
That's
but
not a
true.
win. That's not a win. That's not a win. You did a great job, but you didn't finish it. Listen, even our ancestors with civil rights, they did a great job, but they didn't finish it. And don't knock at our ancestors. Don't knock at the Martin Luther King and the Malcolm X's. They did a great job, but they never got a chance to finish it. When are we gonna stand on business and finish the job?
Maybe so who you mean? You mean black Americans or everyone in general? What do you mean?
You could put everybody in general in that one. When are y'all
Okay.
gonna stand on business and finish the job?
We're gonna get rid of like I told you before, we're gonna get rid of the Oreos. You know, the house, you know, the house people. Gonna get rid of those. So we get rid of those, it's not gonna happen. You know, remember they have some Oreos that love their master.
Listen. I love Black Americans. I love our lineage. I have nothing against white tea people. I have nothing against Caribbean. I have nothing against African people. There are good people in every bunch. We got good people. We got bad people in Black American communities. I love man, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna deal with my people. I'm
Fair
gonna deal
enough.
with my
I ain't got
people,
a problem with that.
and I'm gonna be what's the word I'm looking for? I'm gonna be sociable to other people. I'm gonna be cordial to other people. I'm not gonna disrespect them, but I'm not gonna sit there and allow you to disrespect me. I'm not gonna be 𝗂𝗂 and 𝗂𝗂𝘁𝗀 at the at the at the water thing while we drinking some water at work, and y'all say some and y'all slide some little N-word joke up in there. I'm not laughing at that, and that's what many non-FBA do. Y'all will sit there and 𝗂𝗂 and 𝗂𝗂𝘁 with these white tea folks when they disrespect Black Americans. Y'all will even set yourself up like you guys are OJ and be like, I'm not black. I'm
Nah, not
Panamanian.
me. I don't know about the rest, but
I'm
that ain't
not
me.
black. I'm
Jamaican.
African.
I'm
I'm not black. I'm
Caribbean.
Caribbean. And y'all just, y'all join in on the stereotypes. Oh, these lazy N words, blah 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 blah. Y'all join in. When y'all get in healthcare, you know what happens in healthcare? They block us out. All the nurses who are foreign, they join together. Have you ever seen
I work in
Filipino
healthcare. I
nurses?
know how
And
it
they
go. I know how it
mistreat
goes. I
our
work in
patients,
healthcare. I know how it goes.
Listen,
You know
I
who's in
got so
healthcare
much
right now?
love. Hold
You
on,
know
I
who's
got
in
so much
healthcare right now?
love. Hold on, I got so much love for the Filipino community. I'm not dissing them, but I know how they are when they get into nursing. Africans do the same thing. West Africans, when y'all get over here and they get these nurses, y'all act a fool. Y'all act a fool. And we found out that a lot of y'all don't even have the degrees y'all say y'all got because y'all been scamming those degrees.
Black people can't get away with that, brother. Only white people get away with that, not
confirmation.
black people. Black, we don't get away with that. We're gonna bring invoices, not even receipts. How you doing? We're gonna bring invoices. We don't get away with that. I'm not agreeing with you on that one.
So no,
I
no,
don't
that's
can't get away
real.
with that.
No, that's real. Y'all, they got a lot of fake degrees. that are not even real, that they help each other scam and fake these degrees. That's what they do to get these jobs and get these positions. They put each other as references and act like they're each other's bosses and give each other degrees and recommendations they didn't deserve. Where do you think you see all this male practitioner, all this stuff going wrong? That's usually in the hands of them. They don't know how to draw the blood the right way. They don't know how to do this the right way. They're the ones mistreating our seniors. Go look at these facilities, these nursing facilities, and when you see even the Caribbeans, even the Africans, they're mistreating our foundational Black American seniors. We see it time after time.
Yeah, in the healthcare, nursing homes, all that.
Time after time. I mean, we had one lady that just started fighting the man, just started whooping on the man. We was like, and they got nerve to sit there and just film the whole thing and watch this lady whoop on this older man. That's what tripped me out.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that.
There'll not be nobody in my family.
We don't do that. And that's why I keep, and that's why I hope that, that no Black Americans I know it's rough. I know it's tough. I know it's difficult taking care of our loved ones, but we need to take care of them. Don't let nobody else take care of your loved ones. Don't let nobody do that. You take care of yours. I don't care how fussy, how fighting, how much of the attitude. They're yours. They're yours. Take care of them because somebody else is going to get a hold of them. And they're not gonna take care of them like you would. They're not gonna have that love. See, the thing about, like I say about Black Americans, is we love everybody. We gonna treat the white man, the Hispanic person. When we take care of you, we take care of you. We're not gonna mistreat you because you this and you're that. We're gonna do our best to do our job. But we're finding with these non-FBAs, they don't have that same heart like we do. They don't have that same heart. If you disrespect them, they're gonna disrespect you right back and be just and be even more indignant. At least we got some common sense to be like, you know what, hey, that fool just crazy and he on his last leg, and we just gonna do the best job that we can. But no, y'all go hit him upside the head with the broom. We got y'all hitting elders upside the head with brooms.
What about that nurse that was on here? I was on that live that day when she said she hate all Black Americans, and oh man, she just went in on us. I mean, she had nothing. She spewed nothing but hatred for us. And she worked in our healthcare right here in America. She was from Zimbabwe, y'all. I remember that day. They recorded her too. And they made her lose her job too. They sure did.
If you don't like us, if you don't want to be around Black Americans, why would you come to where Black Americans' homeland is?
Right. That's what I'm saying. It don't even make sense.
Why don't you go be a nurse in your homeland and help your people? Come over here and get the education, because we know that's what y'all come over and try to get educated. But
no, don't even come over here and do that. Get your own education in your own country.
Take that education back to your homeland and fix it. Did you know that Nigeria had to call back all the UK nurses and make them come back? Nigeria had to be like, hold on, UK, who got our African nurses that we sent over there and we paid for them to become what they are in your country? We need them all back. And you know what Nigeria did? Rescinded all those people that they paid for their scholars, because they tried to stay out there, y'all. They wasn't trying to come back. They were once they got their degree that the government paid for them, they were trying to stay out there. And the government was like, nope, bring your butt back. We pay for y'all to get this experience so y'all can come back and help Nigeria. So come on back. And they all had to go back home. We need to,
That's what Trump said. Trump said that too.
We need to enact that. We need y'all to get y'all education here. Go ahead and get your education.
Going back home.
But make sure you go back home. Don't stick around and don't stay.
And all that running to America, and running to United Kingdom, and running to all these European countries and Canada. That stuff played out now. It's played out.
See, that's part of building up your house again.
Immigration is changing across the board.
Yeah.
For real.
Let me let my brother Big Billy PDI speak, and then we're gonna start closing it down a little bit. Go ahead, Big Billy.
How you
Hey,
doing, man?
appreciate y'all. Man, I'm doing pretty good today. How y'all doing, man? How you doing?
Good, brother. Good.
I guess when I listen to the everybody's different points of view, I guess my point of view is a little different than pretty much I'd say 99.9% of all the people because it sounds like we're claiming something that is not really like when you categorize yourself as a color first off, like whether it's black, red, green, white, whatever color, first off, you automatically have taken you out of opportunities just because you're claiming a color. There's no colors of people. And when you're part of a system that is not a real system and not a nation, you see, everybody thinks the United States is a nation. It's not a nation. It's a 501c3 nonprofit organization. It's a piece of paper. So until you can understand those two things, if we're melanated or non-melanated, then we automatically take ourselves out of opportunities because you can't put you can't say you're Black American and you're part of a system that is not even a system. It's just what we claim. So I've been in the back of banks, and when you go to banks, they got a private banking, and it's been like that forever. When you go in the back, they're not talking about black, white, green, yellow, none of that stuff. They're on a whole other page.
Do
But if
you believe
you
in
go
lineage? Do you believe in
go,
lineages? Do you believe in lineages?
I
Do you believe
believe that
you have a
there's
specific lineage?
when you say lineage, what exactly? Because I'm a person that understands that each word has 5 or 10 different meanings to it.
Well, lineage is your lineage, where your ancestral bloodline comes from. Everybody has a bloodline. Everybody has an ethnic. I gotta mute you
Correct.
up, family. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah, yeah.
background.
So yeah, that's for sure. Then I believe there's a way to prove
We
who
all
you
don't. We all
are.
don't come from the same. We all may be part of the human race, but we
Yeah,
all
but
don't come from the same lineage.
no, no,
And
no, no, no way. Right.
and when foundational Black Americans use the term Black, we're not talking about a color. We're not even talking about a race. We're talking
Mhm.
about a lineage.
But what it does in this system that we're in, that you guys are, I'm not in the United States system. I don't have a straw man or any of that. It's like I don't have that at all. So when I look at the people that do, I say you may not think that way that it's saying that, but when you try to get something out of a system that you don't have a part of or is not even a real system, then you automatically you limit yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you want to go get a loan as a Black person, it's already set up for you not to be able to qualify
Right,
for it.
right. No, no, and I agree, and that's why I'm saying we have to build our own system. We have to come out of
So
this system, and that's what I want to wake our people up to understand that there's nothing that we're going to get in this system. It's
nothing. It's
never
not
going
even
to
a
be.
system.
Now
It's
I have
never
a
going to be.
question.
It's never going to be fair for us in this system. We have to come out of this system, and we
Correct.
have to build another system that we can that we can go to. We
So
can't
that's
step
the
into
that's
where
where I am right now currently. There is a system. People just don't
Are you?
know about the system.
I got a
There
question
is
for
a
you.
group of people
I have a
looking at
we're
question
it.
gonna
for you.
and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna ask you to table that because we're gonna talk about that on Tuesday.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll
Okay.
work.
On Tuesday.
So,
Go ahead,
so, so
Jose.
are you in America, sir?
Oh yes, I'm here in America.
Okay, I was just curious because you said you're not in that system. So,
So he's doing something different, and we're gonna talk about that on Tuesday. I'm gonna do a show specifically with him and what's the guy named Murray.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Murray. I still ain't got Murray on the phone yet. I've been
Okay.
calling him, but I'm gonna try to
Even
find him
if
for you.
even if you don't get Murray, I'm still gonna interview you on Tuesday
Okay.
because
What time is that too?
we're gonna probably do it. I would say like around 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably do it like around 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'll be on a little later. On Tuesday's my day off. After my day, I can really just relax and chill. So around this time on Tuesday, we're going to talk about what system that he's plugged into and what he's doing. And I'm going to let the family in on what that is. Now, again, he may be of the lineage FBA, but he may not call himself or identify himself as FBA.
Correct. Yeah, I won't be a part of a name of an organization. That's just not
it's
me.
not an
We're not an
organization.
organization. We're not an organization. It's
Well,
just
I
the
just,
name of our
I just,
lineage.
even, I mean, I know it can't. I mean, when I say those words, that's another thing. So, like a lot of the words that we say, we don't understand what they mean and things.
Now we
So
know what
somebody may say
organization
something.
means, bruh. Don't insult our intelligence, though. I understand y'all have a live that y'all gonna do together, but don't insult the people, man. Because I want to tune in and hear what you got to say, but don't
I'm
insult
not
us.
insulting anybody. I'm
You
just
did.
saying
You
that
said we
my
don't
personal.
understand what the word organization means. So
He
so
sure
don't
No,
insult
did.
our intelligence. That's all I'm saying.
that's not
I
what I
don't. I
said.
don't. I
What I
really
said
don't.
was,
You just said we don't understand what the word means.
listen to what I'm
And one
saying.
thing I
I'm
don't take, I
saying,
don't take, I don't take disrespect very lightly. You know what I mean? And
Preach,
I,
brother.
oh
so
my
I just
God.
want you to know that it's okay to have your beliefs, but don't insult our intelligence and be condescending towards us.
No, I'm not being condescending or any of those words that you use, and I'm telling you something and you're not listening. So what I'm
No,
telling
no, no.
you is,
I'm listening very closely to what you said.
no, you're
I'm
talking
listening
while
very
I'm
closely,
talking is what you're doing. I'm trying to tell you something and I still hear your voice. So what I'm telling
All
you
you
is
trying to
people
tell
use,
us is that you are
bruh,
out of the system.
bruh,
people use words is what I'm trying to tell you. People use
bruh.
words and don't know what they mean.
You see,
That's
that's
simple, man.
exactly what I just said. People use words but don't know what they mean. You telling us we don't know what the word organization means.
No, that I did. Those words never came out of my mouth. If you just
Yes, you
listen
did
for a
say
second,
You
that. My
gaslighting,
goodness.
bro. And one thing I don't like no arrogant nigga either, man. You're very arrogant and condescending, and I was like really trying to hear you out, man. But you're very arrogant and condescending. I'm gonna keep it real and kind of disrespectful, low key.
I've said 10 words, and you saying that you can judge me from that. So that's fine.
Yeah,
Too
okay,
much. I'm not
nigga.
on here to
Yeah,
argue with
okay.
God. So like, I
Yeah,
already have a
okay.
system. I'm not on here
Okay.
to argue with your people. And you know that. I mean, people, if you will
Yeah,
give me a
okay,
second,
bro.
what I want to
Yeah,
say.
you ain't gonna piss on me and tell me it's raining either. You
Just
just
let them
played us
speak,
like we
Kingpin.
don't know we don't know the words that we're using.
I got you. I got you, Kingpin. Just let them speak. Go ahead and finish what you were saying. But we're
All
not
I'm
an
saying,
organization. We're not an organization. We know what an organization is. We just named our lineage. That's all we did. We
that's
named our lineage.
what I'm saying is the reason I don't associate in whatever you want to call it is because when you start using the words that are already set for to not be a to not benefit you, then you can't win. That's
No.
and I've seen that my whole life.
We've been down that road before too. And I, you wasn't here at the beginning, and I explained spells and words and things like that.
Yeah,
What
they
Black
don't, that's what I'm
Americans,
talking about.
what Black Americans do is we take the see words carry a frequency and a vibration, and there's 1,000 different languages for Black, right? There's
And
a
right, and
thousand.
none of them are
There's a
originals.
thousand different ways. There's over 1,000 different ways you can say black.
Spin
But
the
what
clip.
gives that word power is the frequency that is attached to it. What we do, what is a weapon that we do, in fact, that nobody else seems to understand, that Black Americans have been able to do, is we've even taken a negative word like the N word, right?
Mhm.
And we've taken the power out of it because we flipped it. We flipped it and made it into a positive, made it into a term of endearment, and we switched the N. And how did we take the power out of the N word? By just switching the energy.
Yeah.
That's what we
Exactly.
do. We take power. That's a weapon. That's like diffusing a BOMB. We know what a BOMB is, right? We know how dangerous it is, right? But when you diffuse it, is it dangerous anymore?
Not dangerous at all.
No. It's not. That's what we do the word. Did y'all know the swastika used to be a symbol of love and peace? And
Yeah,
what did the
the
enemy make it
KKK
out
was
to be?
started by black people, if you want to
And
call
what
them black.
and what did the enemy make it out to be? Now the enemy turned that symbol of love and peace and made it negative, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
it's a
what?
perception.
So exactly. So if they can do it, we can do the same thing. So we don't allow them to call us Black Americans, but we call ourselves foundational Black Americans. That takes away all that energy, that breaks the spell, that diffuses the bomb, and now we put our energy on it, and now it's positive. Now it's what we say it is. Because words in itself have no power. It's the energy that's attached to that word that carries the power.
It's also how people.
Slavery won't work.
It's also how people take in what you're saying. If you got
Right,
10 definitions that you're
right,
thinking of, you'd have no idea what
right.
I'm talking
So
about.
the comprehension also matters too. So if you could be cussing me out, but if I don't know you cussing me out, it doesn't have any power.
Exactly, and then people can also think that you're saying something that you're not even saying. It's like that's what just happened a second ago. I'm not talking about nothing that's causing no type of no type of
Exactly.
bad energy.
So words matter, and the definition of words do matter. But we're telling you that Foundational Black American, we're not an organization. We're a lineage. Black is not the black that you think it is. Black does not mean deaf, does not mean pale. We're talking when we use the terminology black, it has nothing to do with color. It has everything to do with the consciousness. It
I
has
understand that.
it has
I
everything to
understand
do
that.
with the
Yeah.
culture that we built here in America. That's what that stands for. And those are all positive things. It has everything to do with the many inventions and ingenuity that we've done in this country. That's the positive of it. Whether we done it inside of a corporation, outside of a corporation, that doesn't even matter to us. We're coming out of the system altogether. We're moving at that point where we're like, you know what? We understand that in this system, it's rigged for us to be at the bottom and we cannot win. So we have to come out of this system. And that's why I preach blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is our freedom out of this system. Once we switch over to that, once we start thinking like that, once we start moving like that, guess what? This system can no longer have power over us because they can't control the blockchain technology.
That's where the entitlement of having a patent on like land patents and the patents on the titles and treaties as far as land ownership. See, the U.S., the people in the United States are foreigners, regardless of what they want to believe. Since you're born here, people think that they're United States citizens or whatever, and it's not even a nation. So it's a whole lot. It's a whole step that.
Well, hold on. We're not a citizen. We're Americans. Americans is indigenous and aboriginal. You can't take the land from an indigenous aboriginal.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the people that think that they own their homes and things, they're just titles. They just have a title they are tenants on property that's owned by, so the people who really have the patent that own the land. And once you see and understand that side of it, then you're going to understand that there's no such thing as an American citizen because the land is foreign and you just tenants and being able to work the land. See, it's a whole nother step that's been camouflaged forever and people just take for granted. Even like you watching the immigrants and the people they saying that can't prove their IDs right now being shipped to different places because of whatever reason. This is not a nation. This is just a place that has been, this is a nonprofit organization that has been, I don't even know what the word is, but people believe certain
United
things.
States and America is two different things. United States is United States and America is something different. So you're not telling nobody nothing.
Yeah, I'm an American, and I understand that I have a straw man and I'm operating inside their system. But again, we're coming we're waking up to that. Not all of us are waking up to that. We're waking up to that and we're coming out of this system.
So when you come, so I guess that's what I'm worried. When you come out of the system, if there's nothing there.
That's what we're going to talk about on Tuesday. Is you're going to give us that game that what you're doing, because what you're talking about makes the most sense out of everything I've heard. Now, and I know a little bit about what you're talking about. That's why I understand. I know that there's truth wrapped up into it. It's not just conspiracy. And anytime somebody uses the word conspiracy, you have to really investigate conspiracy because conspiracy is a CIA term.
Yeah, I don't even believe in conspiracies either. The truth don't need practice.
When people start talking conspiracy, you should automatically know that there's truth in that. There is some truth.
Oh yeah, right.
They label that word conspiracy. You have to really slow down and investigate now.
That's true.
Really slow down and investigate now because they're putting a label on that so they can throw you off. Conspiracy no longer works after we figured out that the JFK conspiracy. Well, that's true.
Right.
All these other conspiracies, we're finding out 9/11 conspiracy. All of these conspiracies we're finding out are government operations. The crack epidemic. Government you see what I'm saying? But they want to call it a conspiracy when you try to say the truth. So we have to investigate. That's why I'm saying. That's why I want to bring you up. I want to learn your story, and then I want to get into the meat of what you're standing for and what you've already done, and so on and so forth, because I want our people to gain this knowledge. Now, whether they choose to go that way or not, that's on them. But I
That's
will
true. Right. You
bring the
can't.
information. I
Exactly.
can't force nobody to do nothing they don't want to do. But I can
True.
bring information to them that they can use or not use. It's up to you. Because my thing is this: you can either opt into the matrix or you can opt out of the matrix. It's up to you.
Yeah. Because it ain't gonna help me or help you or nobody else. You gotta find the truth out for yourself.
Yeah, the truth is always going to be a self thing. It's never a collective thing. The truth is the truth, and you have to seek it. You have to want it. You have to find it. That's what the truth
Exactly.
is. So, but if you can bring Murray, man, I think that'll be phenomenal for the people to hear. Even though
Oh
he's
yeah.
he's a white man, I think it's phenomenal that y'all understand the Murray math and the Murray math trading system, because it's used when it comes to stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and cryptocurrency. If you want to know how to trade on that level and use a system that works, and that other people are using and it's working for them, you want to actually hear from this brother, because he's the inventor of this system, and he has a track record. I gotta meet you up, brother. Y'all coming on with a hot mic. He has a track record nobody really has. Let's say it like that. Nobody has this track record. And starting to use this system inside the AI now. So you can now get the Murray math trading system inside AI. So that would be phenomenal if you can bring them up. If not, I still wanna interview you. I still wanna have that conversation.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
so we'll do that on Tuesday, and I'll let the people know what's going on. But again, I'm gonna tell the people, you be patient with Big Billy. He doesn't fully understand foundational Black American. He's just learning about this. A lot of people are still learning about who we are and what we are, and sometimes we just have to exercise patience. We're not here to tell him he got to use the term foundational Black American, but I will say this, Billy: if you're of the lineage, nobody can change that.
Yeah, you can't. That's why my family is like. I'm not talking about anything that people don't know. As far as like how these happen. This is my family. Like I have RNA and DNA proof that I'm a part of of Judah, and we are related, the bloodline of David. So that's not something.
So if you understand that bloodline, then you should understand that foundational Black American is also a bloodline. It's a lineage.
I understand. So it doesn't like I still don't participate.
Let me say it to you like this, brother. If you don't want to go call yourself FBA, how about calling yourself a member of the B1 Brigade?
Because those are titles that I don't know what it is, so I don't know what that
It's
is.
just the Black First Brigade, brother. That's it.
Well, I would just say I'm an indigenous person. I'm original, so that's the easiest way to say.
If you're an indigenous person, the foundational Black Americans have indigenous roots as well.
I understand. So I have paperwork that proves my lineage, then, if that's what you want to say. So I have.
And we have paperwork to prove our lineage as well, too.
And that gives you diplomatic immunity around the world, where you can go anywhere, no jurisdiction. That's what I was my question.
Again, not everybody knows about how to do that. You had to do that, right? You had to go through that process to do that, right? You just didn't wake up one day and have that diplomatic immunity, did you?
No, I just took the piece of paper. Yeah, paperwork. Exactly. It's a process.
You had to go through the process. So if people don't know about the process, how can they do that, sir?
Right, they can't. But my thing is, what kind of process do you have that you had to go through to deal with what you did?
I don't have to. I was born a foundational Black American, so there's no process in that. I was born.
I'm gonna say, how do you prove it? Is what I'm saying. How do you prove it? Is my question.
We have ancestry and we have genealogy.
So that when those the ancestors, like you talking about from the taking DNA and all those things.
I've done DNA and I've also done my genealogy. I know my parents. I know my grandparents. A lot of our relatives are still around and living, and we can trace the dots and we can pull documents that show this leads to that.
Right.
I can go as far back as 1833 right now on my own. If I put some money at it, I can go even further. Because
exactly, my family is like 1500s and 1400s. I can prove all of that, but I was like,
well, again, if I throw some money at it, I can go probably that back just as far as that. But on my own, I've gotten back to 1833.
I understand.
You see what I'm saying? So you can't discount me for not knowing the information that you know, and I can't discount you for not knowing the information I know. But I can tell you what's going on so you can be aware of it.
Yeah, it's not to me that those things don't make they don't make or break things. The goal is to move progression and get forward so we can eliminate the lies and the old system. Period.
The lies and the old. Isn't that what we're here for? To eliminate the lies and the old system and move ourselves over to the new system. Isn't that the goal? So if that's the goal, that's the goal.
Well, I guess some of the arguments that I listen to, that's why I was be quiet and listen. Some of the arguments that I hear, they just don't make sense because of just the understanding of the basics of the roots of the problem. See, when you get to the root problem.
When we understand that we have people who are here to undermine us, people who are here to cosplay as us, that's a problem. You wouldn't want nobody to undermine you or cosplay you, right? But pretend to be Big Billy and go out here and make fake accounts and say I'm Big Billy and I believe like this in your name. That's what these tethers are essentially doing. Without using our name, they're using our lineage.
I see what you're saying, but I guess my point would be I know
you Pan-African?
I'm not African at all.
He's not a Pan-African.
There's nothing African about me at all.
Yeah, he's not a Pan-African. He's of the lineage. He just doesn't call himself foundational Black American. He just doesn't call himself that. Just like there are people of the lineage who still call themselves African American. That's all. I've asked him where his family's from. If he wants to say it on here, he can say it again where his family.
My original family is from a small town called Lynchburg, which is in a town called Moore County, which is, if you listen to the two words I just said, there's no coincidence or whatever you want to call it. There's no such thing to me as coincidences. You can't have a place named after Lynch and Moore and all that be in one place. That's where Jack Daniels liquor and all that stuff's made and all of that. We talking about my family members of Henderson. The Henderson is the family name, the original name. So you can go anywhere in the world and you're gonna see Henderson this, Henderson that. But my cousin, or say in the late 15, 16 or whatever, 16 something, he actually wrote the Sycamore Treaty, which later became the Louisiana Purchase. So this was penned by my cousin. So there are some things that you can look and see that you just can't erase. They won't tell you that in no history books, so they want to talk about the Moors and this, but the people that really wrote the original stuff, it's in my family. I just happened to learn about this maybe 7 years ago. This is something that's been in my family forever. So when I talk to, older members in the family, they talk about the Indians and the Red Indians, like they came after us, of course, but it's basically, you can't go back to, the beginning is the beginning. We've been there for tens and tens and tens of thousands of years.
So one of the questions I want to ask you, but I want to save it for Tuesday, but I just want to prepare you, is I want to ask you, what were you before that 7-year gap that you woke up? What were you doing before that? I'm really curious to what you're doing. I don't want you to answer it now.
I got you.
I want you to wait till Tuesday, but I want to ask you, who were you before you came into this knowledge and information, and that sparked you to do what you did to come up out of the system that a lot of us are still in today?
Oh yeah, because that was I wasn't even looking for that. I wasn't even looking for that. That was was supposed to happen. How it happened. I'll tell the story how I found out about it, because people don't believe it.
Yeah, I want to hear that. I want to hear that story, but save it for Tuesday. But understand, I just want people right now. There's a method to my madness. I want y'all to investigate our brother. I want y'all to be kind to our brother, and I want y'all to be patient with our brother at the same time, because he is from the lineage. He just doesn't identify as FBA. He's not a Pan-African. And he's doing something that's unique that I think that our community needs to pay attention to. That's all I'm saying. That's why I rock with his brother. That's why I'm patient with his brother. That's why I allow him to come on the platform and speak. And he may come across arrogant, but I believe me that he's not. This brother doesn't. I don't sense that arrogant. I don't sense that's who he is. I just sense that he's just talking in the. You know how people are politically correct. People talk like that. Not saying he's politically correct. He's talking in the correct form for him. He's not trying to use. He's not trying to talk the way he might have used to talk. He's just changing that speech, and that might sound a little questionable to us. Like, why is he talking like that? He's choosing his words, is what I'm saying.
I've never been accused of being arrogant in my life up until the point.
He's a humble man. Is what I'm trying to say. He's a humble.
But it's funny to me. It's funny to me because like the only time I get if I've ever been arrogant is because I scored 60, 70 points in a game one night in a basketball game. That's the only time you're gonna see that type of person come out of me. I'm not even like that. I'm the founder. For those that don't know, I'm the founder of an autism amputee spinal injury group. I create sustainable solutions for families who have special needs kids. That's it. So it is not even a space for me to even be arrogant at all in my profession that I do voluntarily. It's not even a job I make money on. This is creating for the humanity. I'm a humanitarian.
So eventually, I want y'all, like I said, I want y'all to follow this brother. I want y'all to investigate this brother. I want y'all to have conversations with this brother. I want y'all to pick this brother's brain, but be kind and be patient and just hear what he has to say. If he decides to open up and tell you what we're going to talk about on Tuesday, that's on him. But I there's a method to my madness. I see things, I sense certain things, and I'm just following that. Okay, I'm following that. I don't think this brother has any malice or ill intention. He's not a tether. He's not a Sambo. He's just a brother that's been he's on a certain path, and he found something, and he's actually acted upon that. So I want to hear more about this system, this new system, this QFS, this quantum financial system. And if y'all Google it, it can be a bit conspiratorial, but if you understand what a conspiracy is, it's always wrapped in truth. And if you understand that there's real world application to what he's doing, and it's not like it's just some pie in the sky thing, you'll follow that too. And also what I want to tie into that is the Murray math trading system. Again, y'all need to know how to stocks, bonds, mutual funds, cryptocurrency. Y'all need to know how those things actually work. And then y'all need to know how the new system is going to work. So there's an old system and then there's a new system. You need to know how both of these things work. And then we need to make a decision of how we're going to move once we get this information. That's it. That's it.
Well, family, I want to know if I'm going to explain this correct, because I kind of want to answer the question Billy had about what makes you an FBA. So correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no actual seal or stamp that says you are declared FBA. It's more of an acceptance of what your documentation from your geology and your blood, your DNA says, and not actual
Nancy.
official. Huh?
No, go ahead. Sorry about that. Go
Okay,
ahead.
there's no official, seal, from any governmental office that says you are declared FBA. It is more of an acceptance of one, a Black consciousness, and two, accepting that your bloodline is far removed, your DNA and genealogy is far removed from Africa. Am I right? Is that a right way to describe this?
I can agree with some of that, sister. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Say that again, because I apologize. I was distracted. I was drinking something and I found something in my drink.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that won't do.
Yeah, he was basically saying that it's about your genealogy, and if for some, they that do take the DNA test that prove their genealogy as well. It's about that, and it's not about some sort of recognition from the government, like the 5 civilized tribes have, like some sort of recognition from the government. You know what I mean? That's what she was basically saying. That's what being FBA is about. It's about tracing your genealogy
back to those Black Americans that helped build this nation. That's
Correct.
essentially what you were saying. Yeah.
For free.
Yep.
Okay, so I just want to make sure if I have to explain it to anybody else, I'm going to explain it in the right context.
I agree with that. What can you add on that, cousin?
Well, I like I said, I could agree with that. Not the idea that it is more a mindset than a color for sure,
Correct.
and the idea that we are using it as a method of being able to petition the United States government for the crimes against humanity that they did to our ancestors. And we know that our immigrant brothers and sisters can't attach themselves to the crimes that the United States government did to us. But one thing we do know is that they have attached themselves to all of the things that have come after. And we want to make sure and not let them forget the harms and the crimes that they've done, and that they owe that debt for the crimes that they have committed.
So let me ask you this question, Billy. Do you believe in turn the other cheek, or are you more for eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth?
Now, I have no idea what you're talking about when you're saying these. I will say that one more time.
Are you more into turn the other cheek? Right?
I'll turn the other cheek.
Turn the other cheek, or are you for eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth?
When it comes to
like, how do you see justice? How does justice work for you?
justice is something you can prove. It's real simple. So if you can prove, like say everybody wants reparations, okay? How do you prove it?
1870 census.
Why come out of all these, even we can go as far as Johnny Cochran or whoever the top attorneys that ever was that lived in here, why come you don't think that that's ever been proven?
No.
I think that when Malcolm X went to the United Nations back then and attempted to have the charge for reparations for Black Americans during that period in time, that's one of the things that got him unalived, because they saw that that was a just thing, and they knew they didn't have a viable defense against it. So rather than address him, they attempted and were successful during that period in time in getting us off track. And now we're getting back on track. But so many of our immigrant brothers and sisters who have migrated to this land have worked against that. They've been placed in positions of authority. They've been placed in positions where they have votes where they can say yay or nay. They have positions of power, but they don't use those positions of power for Black people. They'll use it for immigrants. They'll use it for Team Alphabet. They'll use it for everything but foundational Black Americans. So now what we are saying is, y'all got to go. You not helping us? You got to go. Every last one of y'all.
So here's my, if I have a fear, here would be one of my fears, that we do get reparations. They give it to us. But then that money's not worth anything anymore. You see how that works?
I know exactly how that works, because see, the fiat system has been closed since the year 2000.
You see why I'm still for reparations. I'm still going to demand it, but I need to make sure that our reparations is secure. It's not going to be all of a sudden the year they give it to us is the year they switch and change the system on us.
I had a very unexpected meeting last night that was on this topic from the top of this.
And we got to understand that's how YT operates.
Right. So
they're never gonna give us our just due. We have to take it. So we have to make sure when they do give these reparations that it's on the right system.
I can tell you one thing is not going to happen.
And the money is flowing. Go ahead. Billy. Go ahead.
There's one thing that's not going to happen, and it's because it can't be proven. The Atlantic slave trade will never be proven to be true. That's not going to happen. There's not going to be reparations.
Well, no, Harvard has the documents, sir. 336,000 did come over here. They have the documents.
Well,
They have the ship log. That's the proof right there. They have the ship log.
and that means they should have the ship.
Now, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, sir. I'm with you on that. We seen the ship the Ellis Islands came over. We seen those ships, but we never really seen the slave ship.
So that goes back to all this technology that we have in the world. How can you
Right.
prove it without
Now,
the ship they came on?
But here's what I'm not gonna do.
Mm.
We got the ship log. Now we might need to find the ship, but we got the ship log. That's proof of that's more than enough proof that we need for our case.
That's what you would think. But
Well,
I'm saying to win a case.
I mean, hold on. We also got them admitting to it. Now, whether they lied or not, we know they some liars. We know they some scammers. Now we know the biggest slave trade was done actually on this land.
Correct.
We know that, and that's still enough too. That's still enough to prove reparations also, because it was. We can listen. We can go as far as WAR fair on our people, the bombing of our cities, of our black towns. We can go. I mean, we can go as. I mean, we got a case. It's not that we can't prove it. It's are they going to recognize and allow this stuff into evidence?
Well, there you go. That's the same. That's the same terminology as.
But that's with any judge. That's with any judge, sir.
But what I'm trying to say though,
any crime done in America, they're going to allow some evidence, and they're not going to allow other evidence. That's what. So we're gonna battle. So that's not an excuse to say we can't get nothing, because anytime people say we can't get, we just show them that we can.
well, I'm going to show you the real truth of what I'm trying to say. It's not about something. It's repair. The word reparations comes from is a short. If you look at the word repair. So if you want to go and restore something, that means this is like taking a paint job and this is an analogy, but you can take a car and you want to restore the car, you bring it back to its original, right? Just restore. If you want repaired, that's the same as reparations. That's like you're not going to fix it, you're going to put a Band-Aid on it. So in order to restore something, you have to have 100% proof. If you have 90% proof in reparations,
I'm saying this: we got more than enough proof, sir.
But I understand.
Heard of Lake Lanier, right?
I understand what you're calling proof, but I'm saying admissible to win is not going to happen.
We got documents
Seneca Village
that said we own this person. We got documents that said American Negro, African Negro, American Creole. We got documents that have the job titles of all these people that they enslaved. We got sharecropper. We got Jim Crow. We got all kinds of proof.
Okay, so let me give you a better analogy. That's not about proof based. It is based on what's going on right now that's already proven. So say okay, you have all this great information. They say, okay, we're gonna, and this is to your point. I never even thought of this until maybe like 3 minutes ago. This is to your point that they change the money and say, hey, what is it? It ain't worth nothing. They're gonna give it to you. So say y'all information is great, and they get to the court case and they say judgment, reparations for every American. We're gonna pay you for 1,000 years of whatever that you have proven that the
lump sum will do, but I get you. Go ahead.
Okay, so now me knowing how the economy is working and what's already happened, let's just say the US dollar, which nobody may not believe, but it's worth about 7 to 8 cents right now, maybe at the most. So we give each person $1 billion. That comes out to maybe $190,000. And then we go to that's everybody every person gets this. It's gonna say $1 billion on the or they say 800 million or whatever their number is. But when they give you face value of it,
so let me say it better like this. That's like them giving me $1 billion in Kenya shillings.
You better believe.
And saying it's $1 billion and knowing that when it transfers over into American money, it's nowhere even close to that.
Not even close. And that's the trick that I can see happening. If anything,
yeah, I can see that too. That's why I'm telling my people we got to get over to that blockchain technology.
So what if that's what I see that could happen just because of the way the people think. Now imagine that you have something you can prove that happened to the people versus something that you saying you can prove. Now and then there's something that has been proven and there've been it's already there sitting there waiting for you. You know, and the time frame of getting it is the time that the old fiat system goes off and the new system replaces it.
And that's why we're going to have that conversation on Tuesday.
Right. That's where we are. See, people want reparations. I know for a fact that ain't gonna happen because you just can't be in a system that you don't have any rights of, and it's not even a nation. The United States of America.
When they paid other injured parties reparations,
like the Red Indians
and the Japanese and the small hats.
Exactly.
See, they paid other people the reparations. So the idea that they can't or we won't happen, no, they've already proven that they can do it.
There's no money for them to do it. That's the problem. See, there's people thinking it is. The new system is off. The new system is on. It just hasn't switched yet. So yeah, you can say they got the money. They can print the money out there.
So that's why I want y'all to come on Tuesday so we can further investigate what he's saying and what he means by what he's saying.
Yeah,
because
I
know why we're saying what we're saying, but I want y'all to understand we are futuristic people, and we must see past the present and far into the future. We must see far into the future if we're going to continue our lineage, and our lineage is going to be around and not erased. And Correct. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see far into the future and tell you that, hey, family, what we might be sitting in, you know, what we might be saying that's good for us, we might just need to just go ahead and switch over to the new system and dominate there before anybody else dominates.
It gives us an even playing field to start out with.
Yes, exactly. And we know whenever there's an even playing field and whenever that word fair comes into the situation, who dominates fair? We do.
We do, right, because we created everything.
We dominate fair. We dominate balance. When the system is balanced, we dominate. When the system is unbalanced, it puts us at the bottom. They have to, because if they make it fair, we gonna overtake them
every time. So you have to have a group of people or a group that actually looking out for the best interest of the majority.
So that's where me and Billy can kind of agree on and kind of say, because I'm saying, okay, we know this. Now again, like I said, he may not claim the title of FBA, but he is part of our lineage. Whether we want it, we can't kick nobody out of a lineage.
You can't. That's why I say people all the time they can't both be born. You can't switch who you are or who you already are.
You can't switch who you are. You are who you are, whether we put a name on it or not, or whether he doesn't classify himself. But I'm saying we owe it to ourselves to be stewards and smart and listen to everything that could possibly help our lineage survive what's coming. And that's why I want to make sure that we listen to we be patient and we investigate. You know, don't just take my word. Don't just take his word. We got to investigate it. We got to inspect what we expect in everybody. All information has to be inspected and expected. All information has to be everything. All people, anybody that comes into our circle and tries to tell us to do something strange or different than what we know to do, we got to investigate.
Right, and the truth of the matter is the truth of people don't want to know the real truth. They want to know, but they ain't ready to know. You know, and that's
I'm like, let's not be stuck up on one truth and think we got all of it. There's layers to this. The truth actually has layers. Okay, you got a part of the solution, but you got a part of the puzzle, a part of the picture, but you don't got the whole. I want us to get the whole puzzle, the whole picture painted, so we know exactly what we need to do, and we need to just lockstep and do it.
And just to enlighten you all a little bit more.
One piece over here. We know FBA is real. We know the lineage and everything is real. We know that. But there's also another piece to it. There's a financial piece that we got to tie in attached to our culture.
Yeah.
We got to get that financial piece attached to our culture, because that's going to be where that's going how we get to next. We have to get back into generational wealth building.
Absolutely. Okay, I got a little offer of information as far as the aquatic vessel. They found the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 in Alabama, in the canal in Alabama. So that's the last known slave ship, and it was actually verbal documentation given from like a grandson of one of the last people brought over on the Clotilda. So just for that, for asking about the vessels, they found some, and it's widely known. There's a documentary on it. That's the only way I learned about it. It was never in the history book I ever studied.
Hey, you
I
guys.
still think that even finding the vessel or finding, if you have 50 ships that had 1,000 people on each one of them, if you don't have anything to give for it, then what I see is people are asking for the wrong thing and they know that it's not going to happen. So that's why nothing really has happened on it. So, but I just want to assure each and every one of you all that there is a reward for 1,000 years of all the bad things that happened to your ancestors. They just not calling it what you're asking for. Okay, it's not a reparation. That's a repair. We're doing a restoration, which is a restore. And it's a start fresh. Everybody's equal. It's the reset of the global reset. That's what.
Okay.
I got you. Hey, listen, I got to get out of here, you guys. Again, I'm making my wife mad at me. I got to get out of here. We got to get things going. But I will say this: y'all owe it to yourself. Tune in on Tuesday. Again, follow this brother, investigate this brother, ask him questions. You know, I could miss something. That y'all can catch. And I'm sure this brother's not going to be upset that you guys are asking him questions because you want to know the truth. You're not asking him to put him down, but you just want to know what's really going on. So again, we're gonna talk on Tuesday. I'm gonna interview the brother on Tuesday. We're gonna do about 1, maybe 2 hours, or as long as he want to go. And we're gonna get to the meat and the matter of this thing, and we're going to try to enlighten some of the minds. We're going to try to figure out what is the truth, what is really going on, and how to really get that financial piece intact. I'm going to start. So another thing, I'm going to start teaching on the blockchain. I was going to do it on my Discord. I'm trying to find a way that I can. I don't know if I need to just do a video and then upload it on the Discord, or I need to do it on the Discord. But I want it to be video and I want it to be visual. So I might even do something where I put subscriber only and just deal with the people that want the information. And it's going to be cost like maybe $2 to $5 or something like that. And I'm going to do a whole course, a one-on-one, and we're going to grow you up on the blockchain from never heard of blockchain to intermediate to beginning stage to intermediate, all the way to advanced, and the possibilities of what the blockchain can mean and bring to the table. And actually, Billy, I probably want you in on when we start getting into the advanced and the intermediate level. I probably want you to chime in a little bit, to be honest with you. So,
yeah, it's all good, man.
So I want to grow the people up that want the information. So I'm going to give it to you in small bites. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I don't want to overwhelm you with too much information. So I want to give you the basics first, and then I want to build upon the basics. So I'm putting those things together. I'm going to start doing that every Tuesday. I'm going to try to do it on the Discord. But if I don't figure out how to do it on Discord, I'll do it on TikTok, but I'm just going to make it subscribers only. So I'll just say that. So y'all just tune in next time. I gotta let me let Pretty Eyes get some words in. We're gonna go from Pretty Eyes. We're gonna go to Billy. We're gonna go to Monique, and then Cousin, you're gonna get the you know what you do, Cousin. You're gonna do what we need done. Go ahead, Pretty Eyes. You got something to say real quick? Last words. She might be asleep, y'all. I muted her mic because I think I heard her snoring. Monique, go ahead.
Oh, I don't have anything further to offer right now, so I'm just I'm still listening.
Okay, Billy, give us a trailer of Tuesday.
Oh man. First off, I just say I appreciate you having me on the platform. You know, I'm not even the person to get out here to even talk about this type of stuff. You know, really, I just it's important for the people to know. You know, I did this over 7 years ago. What we're gonna be talking about on Tuesday, and I would just happen to be going to, like, literally the universe put me right where I needed to be. I was born into this not knowing, and I went to go get some sushi one day. I'm not even lying. Before I stopped eating meat and all that stuff, I went to get me some sushi, and a young a brother asked me a question that how to go find a gas station. He was walking, and when I gave him a ride, make a long story short, And he comes back telling me about this. And when I tell him my last name, my grandmother's last name, the guy almost went crazy, you know, because it's something that he couldn't believe that original heir, or not an heir, but a descendant of the original family was actually brought to him. And I didn't know anything about any of this stuff. So it took me 7 years of looking, and plus going back and asking family members, hey, is this true? Is this true? Older family members. And they're like, you know what? We never even thought about that we were who we were. They don't even, family members don't even know who they are, you know, and that's normal, you know, as a whole. But on Tuesday, you're going to get to find out the basics of why I say that you can't win when you classify yourself as a race or color or anything like that, because it's set up against that. You know, that's why people can come over here from different countries and win real fast. You know, they don't classify themselves as black. You know, you may be a color or whatever, and they might put Caucasian down on the application, or Asian American or something like that, where it's already set up for you to win. It's not how you look. It's what you put on the paper, and it's set up to beat you no matter what. So we got to get off that old system and come out of that. I haven't been a part of this system in 7 years, and the language that we use, we're going to have to really upgrade that to a simple form. I call it dummy terms, you know, because it's just basically a 5-year-old can understand what I'm talking about. And if an adult can't, it's because they want to make it complicated. So I'm here to simplify it.
Okay, there you go. Cousin, go ahead and bring us on home, baby.
All right, well, as always, I want everybody to remember the new black media. Professor Black Truth, The Black Authority, Tariq Nasheed, Vicky Dillard, Lisa Cabrera, Torian Rain, Afro Elite, Too Much Moxie. We are out here. We have plenty of brothers and sisters who are out here rocking the message and making sure that we are all getting on code, because the grassroots starts everything. And at that, I'm going to go on and end it and say thank you very much. I want to apologize to you too much because I didn't get to come in and get your man. I got some of it. I couldn't get all of it because I got to kind of stand into the appointment. But, you know, I'm around every time. So, but thank you very much. Appreciate your family for allowing me the few words to speak today. And you all have a real good day.
All right, everybody. Peace, love, reparations, and the blockchain. We're out, y'all. Take care.